IoT meet. It's a space where teens have full control of their environment to learn, dance, and create. The Senior Age Picture Book Garden and Academy, exclusive spaces and programs for active seniors. In greenery and books, seniors can comfortably enjoy reading and focused learning. Continue to shine in life's second act. Through continuous technological innovation, the National Library of Public Information creates a friendlier reading space, meeting the needs of every reader with heart and warmth. Using knowledge to inspire people's thinking and spark their imagination and creativity, and leading Taiwan's public libraries toward a sustainable and prosperous future.
Where the deep blue sea meets a soaring skyline. A city where culture and art come alive and new inspiration blossoms. A city where IT innovation and cutting-edge technology come to life. And a global maritime city is always in motion. Here in Busan, in 2026, we look toward the future of libraries powering transformation. We begin a new chapter together. Korean libraries are constantly evolving, a place beyond spatial innovation to become a public platform, a sustainable model responding to the climate crisis, an everyday public forum powered by participatory governance, a public space where AI bridges information gaps to advance social value, the power to awaken the world. This is K-Library. However, the pace of change is not the same for everyone. With the evolution of AI and the climate crisis, the world now stands at a critical turning point. Across disciplines, nations, and communities, we come together through collaboration and unity to address the challenges libraries face. At the IFLA World Library and Information Congress 2026 in Busan, we ask the question once again, what must libraries do now? Change is not about adapting, it is about leading. So how do we transform our libraries, transform lives, and transform the information landscape? Libraries, powering transformation. Let's shape the answer together at the IFLA World Library and Information Congress 2026 in Busan.
Join us. Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us.
In Busan.
2022年の7月に移転が完了してオープンした石川県立図書館。この整備にあたって私たちは一つ大きなコンセプトを作って整備を進めてきました。それは思いもよらない本との出会いや体験によって自分の人生の1ページをめくることができる場所。本との出会いはもちろんですけれども、体験、出会いをデザインするというのを私たちの大きなコンセプトとして進めてきました。
こちらが閲覧エリアです。図書館の中心部は300
好，我们感谢大家呢，今天呢都能准时呢回到我们的这个会议场地。那我们接着要进行的是我们今天呢第一个session 的主题，从推广到共融。那不晓得大家中午都有没有吃饱了？如果没有吃饱没关系，等一下我们还有很精致的茶点要来这个犒赏各位，因为我们呢参加这个论坛呢，就是不断的在动脑筋哦。那我们呢接下来这一场呢，我们呢最主要呢是从过去呢我们在谈阅读推广，是希望大家多阅读。那今天呢，我们更关心的可能是如何让每一个人都能进入到阅读的世界，不论年龄、文化、语言背景，阅读我想都不应该有门槛。那我们这一场呢论坛呢，邀请到佛光大学人文及社会科学学院荣誉教授曾淑贤教授，他同时也是我们之前的国家图书馆的馆长，来担任我们这一场主题的主持人。来，让我们欢迎曾教授。
Distinguished guests, respected library professionals, colleagues, and friends from across the Asia-Pacific region, good afternoon. Welcome to Session 1 of the 2026 Asia-Pacific Public Library Forum, From Promotion to Inclusion, Reconstructing the Vision and Reading for All. I'm Professor Su Xianzhen, and it's my great honor to serve as the moderator of this session. We know reading has never been merely a means of acquiring knowledge. It's also a foundation for cultural participation, social connection, and civic literacy. In an era shaped by rapid technological change and evolving social structures, public libraries are facing a challenge that goes beyond simply promoting reading. Today, we must ask, how can reading become a truly shared way of life for all people? How can individuals from different generations, cultures, and social backgrounds participate equally in knowledge and culture? And how can public libraries continue to serve as a platform for social inclusion and lifelong learning? This afternoon, we are honored to welcome distinguished library leaders from Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines to share their experiences and strategies in reading promotion, community engagement, digital transformation, and inclusive literacy development. Through their presentation, we will learn how Singapore is integrating reading into everyday culture and lifestyle, how Malaysia is building a balanced ecosystem of digital and community-centered libraries, and how the Philippines is expanding literacy access through outreach services and innovative digital programs. I believe today's discussion will not only deepen our understanding of reading policies and practices across the region, but also inspire us to reimagine the future role of public libraries as key institutions for cultural inclusion and knowledge equity. Now, let us begin our session. Our first speaker is Mr. Chris Cole from the National Library Board of Singapore. Mr. Cole currently serves as Program Director of the National Reading Movement. where he leads national initiatives to cultivate a vibrant reading culture across Singapore. He has also played an important role in public engagement program at the National Library and the National Archives, as well as national information literacy initiatives. Today, he will present From Promotion to Lifestyle, Reimagine Reading Engagement in Singapore. You will have 20 minutes to present. Please join me in warmly welcome Mr. Chris Cole.
Thank you, Zheng Shuxian Xiaoshou. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the National Library of Public Information and Guanzhang Ma Xiangping for the invitation. The last time I was in Taiwan was for Taiwan Yuedujie, which is the Taiwan Reading Festival in 2023. And I'm truly delighted to be back again and to learn from everyone here. Just a quick introduction about the National Library and Archives Board in Singapore. The National Library Board, or NLB, oversees the National Library, the National Archives of Singapore, and a network of 28 public libraries across the island. Our libraries and archives promote reading, information literacy, and Singapore history and heritage, reaching more than 8 in 10 residents through our services, programs, and spaces. Each year, our libraries welcome more than 20.8 million visitors who collectively borrowed over 38.8 million items. We also organize more than 19,000 programs annually, attracting around 2.86 million participants across all age groups. Beyond our physical spaces, our digital collection of more than 2.6 million ebooks, audiobooks, and online resources ensure that reading remains accessible anytime and anywhere. To keep pace with the evolving needs of our communities, NLB continually experiments with new ideas and technologies to make libraries more engaging, inclusive, and relevant to everyone's life. To reimagine reading as a lifestyle, we start with a simple premise. Reading is not a one-size-fits-all behavior. At different stages of life, people are motivated by different needs, environments, and expectations. In early childhood, the goal is to build the habit through read-aloud routines and parent-child interactions. As children grow, reading needs to become delightful, something they choose to do rather than something they are told to do. For young adults, the focus shifts towards relevance. Reading needs to connect with identity, interests, and lifestyle. In adulthood, reading often becomes more functional, supporting productivity, lifelong learning, and well-being. And for seniors, the emphasis may be on reigniting engagement through cognitive stimulation, curiosity, and social connection. So if we want reading to be sustained across life stages, we cannot rely on a single approach. We need different interventions at different points in life. And what I will share today is how we have approached this in Singapore, moving from promoting reading as an activity towards embedding reading into everyday lives. So if we start from birth, what does that actually look like in practice? At the program level, this is where our Early Read initiative comes in. It is designed for children aged 0 to 6, focusing on foundational literacy skills, not only through reading, but also through everyday interactions such as talking, singing, and play. Importantly, the approach is developmental. We engage children differently as they grow from babies to toddlers to preschoolers, recognizing that their needs and behaviors evolve very quickly during these early years. But one key principle underpins all of this. This is not a child-only intervention. parents are positioned as the child's first literacy influencers. I think we heard that from Vicky's presentation as well. So beyond the programs in libraries, we equip parents with tools, guidance, and simple activities that can be integrated into daily routines at home. Because at this stage, reading habits are not formed in institutions. They are formed in relationships. Now, while programs like this are important, many countries are really doing similar work. The real question for us was, how do we go beyond programs and ensure that every child actually enters this reading journey? And that is where system-level integration becomes critical. If we believe that reading habits evolve around life stages, then perhaps the most important question is, where do we begin? In Singapore, we made a deliberate decision to start at birth. What you see here is Live SG, a national digital platform that brings together government services around key life moments, such as the birth of a child. So instead of asking parents to navigate multiple agencies separately, everything is integrated into a single journey. When a child is born, parents complete birth registration, receive financial support, and importantly, their child is automatically registered as a library member. So access to reading is not something parents need to discover later. It is built into the system from day one. And this changes the role of library quite fundamentally. We are no longer waiting for families to come to us. We are present at one of the very first touch points in a child's life. And because of that, reading is positioned not as an enrichment activity, but as part of raising a child. But starting early is only one part of the challenge. As children grow, reading begins to compete with many other forms of attention, especially play. The question then becomes, how do we make reading just as compelling? And that's where our next intervention comes in. So if Live SG helps us start reading from birth, the next challenge is sustaining that habit as children grow older. Because at this stage, reading begins to compete with something very powerful, play. Instead of competing against play, we decided to design reading into it. Bookbugs is a collectible card game that runs across our public libraries. Each card is inspired by book characters, genres, and story tropes. So even the game content itself remains rooted in reading. To participate, children borrow books, and through that process, they earn cards. They then collect, trade, and play with one another, both within library spaces and during organized sessions. What is important here is not only the game mechanic itself, but what it represents. We are tapping into the same motivations that drive successful games: progressions, collection, achievement, and social interaction. And we are directly linking these motivations to reading behavior. This also transformed the role of the library space. It becomes not only a place to borrow books, but also a place to play, interact, and belong. We have observed that this model is especially effective in reaching children who are less naturally inclined towards reading, particularly boys. Many of them enter through the game, but stay for the reading. So once again, the shift here is consistent with what we have seen earlier, moving from promoting reading towards embedding reading into something children already love. So we have seen how we start early and how we make reading engaging through play. But as children grow, especially into their pre-teens and teenage years, expectations begin to change again. They are no longer looking only for play. They are looking for interaction, agency, participation, and personalization. This is where we began experimenting with Gen AI. Chatbook is an AI-powered storytelling experience built around the well-known Chinese classic, Journey to the West. Instead of simply reading the story, children and teens can interact with it. They can ask questions, explore characters, and receive dynamic responses through voice, text, and animated interfaces. What this does is extend reading beyond the book itself. It allows young people to step into the story world, to explore it, question it, and engage with it on their own terms. This is particularly important for today's audiences who are increasingly accustomed to interactive and on-demand experiences. If reading remains entirely static, it risks losing relevance. So rather than competing with digital experiences, we are learning from them and integrating those expectations into reading itself. And the shift here is from reading as something linear towards something interactive and participatory. I'll just show a quick video on how this actually looked like, and the video is in Chinese, but you will have a kind of a glimpse of how this game is played.
国家图书馆管理局推出人工智能互动对话书，让你轻松和《西游记》中的师徒4人畅聊。通过键盘按钮选好角色，对着麦克风提问，或是用键盘输入，无论中文还是英文问题，角色都会对答，还能随时切换聊天对象。除了中文 AI 语音，屏幕上也会显示中英双语文字。
So as we moved into youth and adulthood, the challenge changes once again. It is no longer about engagement, it is about whether reading feels visible or relevant and present within everyday life. With Read 30 that was organized in celebration of NLB's 30th anniversary, we focus on making reading part of people's environment, not something they need to actively seek out. One example is Worlds Within, where we reimagine the library itself. We transform library spaces into lifestyle environments, incorporating book markets, pop-up retails, and social experiences. We also collaborate with booksellers and creators to bring in different kind of energy and atmosphere. As a result, the library becomes somewhere people choose to spend time, not simply a place to borrow books. The second approach is our Read 30 Notes initiative, which takes reading beyond the library. We bring books into shopping malls, lifestyle districts, and other high-footfall public spaces. Working with retail and community partners allows reading to sit more naturally within people's daily routines. But beyond the physical space, there's another important layer, which is culture. We work with local personalities and influencers to make reading more socially visible and culturally resonant. And importantly, we foreground Singapore authors and Singapore stories. So reading is no longer only something you do, it becomes something you see, talk about, and relate to. And this is especially important in reaching non-readers because often the barrier is not access, the barrier is perception. So the shift here is from reading as a private activity towards reading as part of public culture. Okay, I'll show you next video. You realize that I love video very much because I can take a pause. About to show about the Read 30 notes that I talked about earlier. So we have seen how reading can become visible within everyday spaces. The next step is asking how do we create opportunities for reading in moments that people do not typically associate with it. This is an example of a pop-up library we introduced at Singapore's Changi Airport. It is themed around Star Wars, using a globally recognizable franchise to attract attention, curiosity, and discovery. But beyond the theme itself, what matters most is accessibility. The experience is fully self-service. Users can browse, select, and retrieve books through an automated system. So even within a high mobility environment like an airport, reading becomes immediate, intuitive, and easy to access. This allows us to reach audiences who may not typically visit libraries, travelers, casual passerbys, and even individuals who are not intending to read at all. So the shift here is from reading as something planned towards something that can happen spontaneously anywhere. So we have looked at how reading can be embedded into spaces, culture, and even moments of transit. The next question becomes, how do we make reading part of identity? This is where brand collaborations become especially powerful. We partnered with Uniqlo to create a series of limited edition t-shirts inspired by Singapore literature and reading messages. Importantly, these are not positioned as library merchandise. They sit within the mainstream retail culture. So what this does is move reading into popular culture, and it allows people to express reading not only through behavior, but also through what they wear. And this is particularly effective in reaching younger audiences, as well as individuals who may not already identify themselves as readers. Because identity is often shaped by what we see, what we wear, and what we choose to share publicly. So the shift here is from reading as something you do towards something you identify with. So we've seen how reading can be embedded into spaces, culture, and identity. The next question is, how do we make reading social? This is a feature we introduced in our mobile app called Pass It On. It allows users to transfer a borrowed item directly to another person without first returning it to the library. So if I finish a book and want to share it with a friend, I can do so instantly. What this does is it reduces friction around sharing. But more importantly, it turns reading into something social, something that moves between people and relationship. So the shift here is from reading as an individual activity towards something shared, passed on, and experienced together. So across this journey, we have explored how reading evolves from access to engagement to identity and ultimately into everyday life. The next frontier is the reading experience itself. Here, we are exploring how technologies such as augmented reality can extend reading beyond the page. Instead of simply imagining a story, readers can interact with it through sound, visuals, and real-time responses. And this is not about replacing books. It is about expanding what reading can become. And as we look ahead, the opportunity is not simply to promote reading, but to continuously reimagine how reading fits meaningfully into people's life. And I'll end my presentation with this final video. Thanks.
In a world of digital distractions, the quiet power of stories is slowly being left behind. People are reading more than ever, but in fragments, headlines, short captions, quick scrolls. At the National Library Board of Singapore, we want to nurture lifelong reading as a habit. Books are not only powerful words on the page, they are also portals to new ideas, cultures, and experiences. But today, they are fighting for attention in the digital world of instant gratification and multimedia distractions. So, instead of resisting technology, could we harness it?
With Snapchat Spectacles, we see an opportunity to immerse readers in a new interactive experience, where books don't just tell stories, but bring them to life like never before. Spectacles AR glasses act as a second pair of eyes. with cameras that detect and track the story as the reader progresses, enhancing it with AR effect. We took inspiration from video games and cinematography. With every page turn, an AR experience is generated, bringing the story to life in real time. Reading is traditionally a silent experience, but simple sound can add a whole new dimension and make a scene even more vivid. We incorporated game mechanics to keep readers engaged. They earn badges, and a sense of accomplishment with each page encourages them to read on.
Perhaps technology can help us find a fresh new angle to enjoy analog mediums and fire our imagination.
This really changes how I experience stories.
I didn't expect it to be this immersive.
I think it's really cool. I forgot how much I love reading.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole, for your wonderful, inspiring presentation and introduce how Singapore is integrating reading to everyday culture and the lifestyle. We learn many innovative ways to promote reading. 我相信在座很多台湾的图书馆同道，看到很多他们的创意做法，已经想说，哇，这个我们也可以做啊，那个我们也要做，哇，太棒了，对不对？在也不过是5-6年前吧，我跟柯老师带了一团10几位公共图书馆的馆长跟科长们到新加坡参观了10几个图书馆。今天看到他们又在更进一步了，所以有很多的创意的做法，我相信是可以跟台湾的公共图书馆做交流，然后看怎么样进一步可以引进到台湾来。Thank you very much. Our next speaker is a challenge. Mr. Modaz Mirziz from the National Library of Malaysia. Mr. Aziz has more than 25 years of professional experience in library management and has been deeply involved in national development planning, rural library services, and the implementation of community knowledge center and big data initiatives across Malaysia. Today, he will speak on a reading campaign in transition, insights from the National Library of Malaysia ecosystem. He will share how Malaysia is integrating community engagement, digital innovation, and the AI technologies to strengthen its national reading ecosystem. Now, please welcome Mr. Modaz Mirziz.
Thank you, Madam Moderators. Okay, good afternoon, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and dear friends. I'm glad to be here and grateful for the opportunity to present on the reading campaigns in Malaysia. I'm Muhammad Azmi bin Aziz, Director of Corporate Service, National Library of Malaysia. It is a great honor and a true pleasure to be here at 2026 Asia-Pacific Public Library Forum. I'm here today to represent the Director General of National Library of Malaysia, who is unfortunately unable to attend due to an unavoidable commitment. Sorry. I would also like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the National Library of Public Information, Taiwan, for hosting us. I'm confident that this forum will be a great opportunity for all of us to connect, exchange ideas, and share knowledge. Ladies and gentlemen, reading campaigns have traditionally focused on encouraging people to read more books. However, today, the role of library is evolving beyond the traditional approach. In today's presentation, I will share Malaysia's experience in transforming national reading campaign through an ecosystem approach led by the National Library of Malaysia. This highlights how libraries are evolving from traditional reading promotion platform into integrated community knowledge center. The presentation will also outline how Malaysia is aligning reading initiative with national development frameworks such as the National Reading Decade 2021 until 2030 and the Malaysia Madani Agenda. As you can see on the slide, Malaysia has set a national aspiration to become a reading nation by the year 2020. The vision is driven by the National Reading Decade 2021-2030, a national initiative that positions reading as a critical foundation for building knowledgeable, resilient, and cohesive citizens. Today, reading is no longer seen merely as a personal hobby. Instead, it is recognized as a strategic national development initiative that contributes to human capital development, social cohesion, and economic progress. Traditionally, reading campaign focus mainly on organizing activities such as reading competition or book circulation program. However, Malaysia is now shifting toward a reading ecosystem approach. In the traditional model, success was often measured by numbers, such as how many books were borrowed or how many programs were organized. In the new ecosystem model, the focus is broader. Success is measured through community engagement, equitable access to knowledge, and the long-term development of reading culture. As a result, libraries are being repositioned as partners in national development rather than simply place where people borrow books. One of the key initiatives supporting this transformation is making libraries for the people. This initiative aims to ensure that libraries are closely integrated into the daily life of communities. Libraries are no longer seen as an isolated knowledge institution. Instead, they function as community hubs that support learning, engagement, and society development. This initiative also aligns with the Malaysia Madani framework, particularly in the value of prosperity through equitable access to information. Traditionally, reading campaign focus mainly on organizing activities such as reading competition or book circulation programs. However, Malaysia has begun shifting toward a reading ecosystem approach. In the traditional model, success was often measured by numbers such as how many books were borrowed and how many programs were organized. In the new ecosystem model, the focus is broader, such as measured through community engagement, equitable access to knowledge, and the long-term development of reading cultures. Libraries are therefore repositioned as partners in national development rather than simply placed where people borrow books. To support this transformation, the National Library of Malaysia adopts a people-centered library approach guided by 4 key principles. First, expanding library infrastructure to reach communities across the country. Second, promoting inclusivity through activity outreach. Program particularly for underserved community. Third, providing incentive and strengthening partnership with various agencies and organizations. And fourth, advancing digital transformation through technologies such as digital libraries, augmented reality, and emerging digital platform. These principles guide how library delivers services that are more responsive to the evolving needs of communities. Ladies and gentlemen, one of Malaysia's most important investments in strengthening the reading ecosystem is the development of rural libraries, known as what we call in Bahasa, in Malay, Perpustakaan Desa. Actually, we have more than 30,000 libraries in various categories throughout the country, including National Library, State Libraries, school libraries, community libraries, rural libraries, and academic libraries. Currently, Malaysia has 506 rural libraries located across the country. These libraries play a crucial role in providing access to information, particularly in rural and semi-urban areas where digital infrastructure may still be limited. Over the years, rural libraries have evolved from simple reading rooms into multifunctional community knowledge centers that now provide internet access, digital learning opportunities, community programs, and skill training for local communities. Today, many libraries in Malaysia function as one-stop community center. This concept is influenced by the National Blue Ocean Strategy, which promotes innovative public service delivery through collaboration and the efficient use of existing resources. As a result, libraries now host a wide range of activities beyond traditional reading programs, including youth engagement initiative, educational support programs, and community development activities. This approach allows libraries to serve as accessible platform where knowledge, education, and community interaction comes together. Libraries also play an important role in preserving cultural heritage, particularly through programs related to Jawi literacy and Malay manuscript. For example, including Jawi workshop, calligraphy programs, and the International Conference on Malay Manuscript, which has been organized by National Library of Malaysia for more than 2 decades. These initiatives have promoted appreciation of Malaysia's intellectual and cultural heritage, while also encouraging reading through cultural engagement. Ladies and gentlemen, another important concept guiding Malaysia's reading ecosystem is radical inclusivity. Rather than waiting for users to come to the library, libraries actively reach out to communities that may not normally access library services. This includes programs conducted in rural communities, prisons, low-income neighborhood, and community centers. By removing social and structural barriers to access, libraries have ensured that reading opportunities are available to all members of society. Libraries also provide accessible resources for persons with disabilities, including audiobooks, braille materials, and alternative reading formats. In addition, collaborative initiatives with organizations such as Malaysian Association for the Blind have expanded access to reading material through legal frameworks and digital technologies. These initiatives reflect the library's strong commitment to equitable access to information for all users. Building a sustainable reading culture requires strong collaboration between school, families, and community institutions, One example is the Family Reading Space Competition, which encourages family to create reading corner at home and cultivate reading habits within the household. Another initiative is book donation program to school aimed to supporting literacy development among students. This initiative recognizes that reading habits begin at home and are strengthened through support from schools and their wider community. Ladies and gentlemen, digital transformation is another key component of Malaysia's reading ecosystem. The National Library of Malaysia has expanded its digital services through platforms such as U-Pustaka, which allow users to access e-books, audiobooks, and digital databases remotely. In addition, emerging technologies such as augmented reality and metaverse-based library initiatives are being explored to enhance learning experience and attract younger audiences. Importantly, technology is used to support and enhance library services, not replace human interaction. Overall, Malaysia's reading campaign is transitioning from a program-based approach to a systematic ecosystem model. This model integrates infrastructure developments, digital innovations, community engagement, and inclusive outreach. The goal is to ensure that reading becomes an integral part of everyday social and educational activities rather than being limited to occasional campaign. In conclusion, Malaysia's reading strategy focuses on a holistic and sustainable ecosystem. Libraries are being transformed into integrated physical and digital communities hub. This transformation helps bridge the gaps between rural and urban communities while ensuring equitable access to knowledge for all. By combining strong policy support, institutional collaboration, and digital innovation, Malaysia aims to build a resilient and sustainable reading culture for future generations. Thank you, and we look forward to continuing this journey in strengthening the culture of reading together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Aziz, for your insightful sharing. Share us how Malaysia is building a balanced ecosystem of digital and community-centered libraries. 我觉得第二位的讲者跟第一位有很大的不同那第二位的讲者就是私底下讲给我们自己的人听的比较像在政策层面的对于推广怎么样把图书馆做一个转型，事实上他提供了很棒的意见那很可惜，国家图书馆的新馆长还没派不然应该在3个国立图书馆的齐心努力之下，今天也没有教育部的人在，对不对？应该要提出下一个阶段台湾公共图书馆新的政策怎么样把台湾公共图书馆再向上，或者是因应时代，像这个马来西亚国家图书馆，他们就有很多很棒的全国性的政策在做推动。不过呢，这边今天有蛮多有直辖市的馆长在场有县市的馆长在场我觉得在台湾现阶段盖了很多新的馆，如何各个县市，尤其是直辖市，我们寄予厚望，应该有这自己城市的图书馆政策不是只有在建筑上面有亮点，应该要在各种的服务方面，在转型上面有自己的一个阶段性的规划所以我想刚刚Mr. Aziz 的 presentation 其实是一个很好的参考 好 ，OK， our third speaker is Mr. Cesar Gilbert Adriano, Director of the National Library of Philippines. Director Adriano has been actively leading public library innovation in the Philippines, including rural library development, children's literacy services, digital reading promotion, and the cultural preservation initiative. Particularly during the pandemic, the National Library of the Philippines continued to promote reading through mobile book carts, 就是我们的 mobile library, and the online storytelling programs, extending services to marginalized and underserved communities. Today he will present Toward Inclusive Literacy, the Future of Reading Culture with the National Library of the Philippines. Now please join me in welcoming Director Cesar Gilbert Adriano.
Thank you, Director.
Through outreach services and program and the innovative digital program. Thank you very much. And then now, your time. We have 10 minutes, right? For question. We have about 10 minutes. 9 minutes, 10. Yeah, okay. 9 minutes for question. You can propose your question. Also, you can exchange your idea to our international guest, professional, library professional. 有没有人要提问题？用中文就可以了。
对，用中文就可以了。我们桌上有桌麦，直接把它
对，直接按开来就可以了，
按一下就可以了。现场的有吗？
有没有哪一位同道要提问题呢？不然我要点名哦，只能点我认识的。有没有大家再想一下，因为很难得的机会哦，因为从新加坡、马来西亚、菲律宾3个国家。在推动阅读上面，我们今天其实听到的是不同层次的，
对，
不同层次的。那我想在座图书馆的代表也来自有大型图书馆，有中小型图书馆，有的是经费非常充裕的，有的可能是经费很有限的图书馆。但是今天3个国家的 presentation， 我相信你们都可以从这些他们的演讲当中，找到你们可以着力的地方哦。不管是新加坡，不管是马来西亚，不管是菲律宾，都有很多的创意哦。不管是在 pandemic， 像菲律宾他们 pandemic 还有很多线上的，可是 pandemic 其实过了也不一定说不能做那些，因为线上的服务其实可以无远弗届，不一定要到现场来。所以我相信各位。今天透过他们3位的演讲，收获应该都非常非常多的。那您或许也希望，觉得你们有很多很不错的，创意的服务或措施可以分享给我们国际的贵宾，或者是对于他们的一些做法想要进一步了解的，也可以趁这个机会提出来。有没有？我们继续等待中。
大家没有对新加坡那个戴眼镜上去的有兴趣吗？我看到这个装置的时候，我可以先提问哈，就是我想请问我们来自新加坡的代表，就是那个眼镜需要就是借用吗？还是它是直接开放，让我们的读者进到图书馆之后，借了一本书，我就可以来使用？还是说它导入的是它是有限制在哪些书，而不是每一本都有？这是我看到这个装置的时候，我立刻在脑筋里面想到了几个问题。
好 ，please， 所以麦克风
我用英语回答吧。
可以，
我听得懂，不过我用英语。
可以，对，英文
用中文回答好了。
So the augmented reality glasses is still in a beta stage, so it's not out to the public yet. So it's a test that we are still working with SNAP. But so currently we do allow the public to try, but we test it with specific books that we have loaded into the system for them. But eventually, the SNAP glasses that can be purchased by everyone through SNAP will be able to, through AI, allow you to read any book, doesn't matter whether English or Chinese. They will turn it back to the LLM and then create images and sound according to what you're reading. So that's the intention for the future.
Yeah. Thank you for your answer. Thank you for your wonderful question. 我想台湾也有一些图书馆在做嘛，哈。有，你国字图有吗？要介绍一下你们的？还没。哎，国图有人做啊，国图有做啊，国图的要不要介绍一下？好，我们继续问问题，如果没有问题，
哎，有 ，Hello，
好，请。
哎，坐着就可以了。Yeah.
这种智慧型的书柜有下一站的规划吗？对，还有说除了机场之外，你们还有没有其他的地区就是想要合作的？好，谢谢。
好，谢谢。
再请。So the machine was a collaboration with AWS. So so they sponsored the machine and the software and the hardware, and I'll be paid for the maintenance. So after the pop-up, it was sent back to Amazon, but we were thinking how to incorporate it in future pop-up libraries. In fact, today we just launched a sci-fi public library at a shopping mall. So some parts of that was incorporated into the library as well. So that's how we're building, but not the whole system, because there's still a lot to improve. Just now the video was speed up really fast, but actually the one complaint was to borrow the book and to wait for the book to arrive. It took almost 5 minutes for the robot to move from there here. So there's a lot to improve in terms of speed, and we're still working on that.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any question? Okay, thank you. Please. 可以吗？麦克风，手持式的给他哈。哦，可以的，可以。可以先介绍您来自哪个单位，然后您的问题是问哪一位？
有点大声。我是比较偏读者这样子，然后我有点好奇，我是想要问比较读者方面的问题，因为我曾经听过一个说法，就是去观察一个国家它的书籍的排行榜，就可以看得出来说这个国家它的人民所在乎的是哪一个方面，也可以看出来那一个国家的人土风情等等。所以我是很好奇说，今天很难得有邀请到新加坡、马来西亚跟菲律宾的贵宾前来演讲。那想请问，就他们的观察，他们的图书馆里面的借阅的书籍的种类排行前面的大概是哪一个类型的？然后可以知道说他们的人民所在乎的是哪一块这样子，想要多了解一下，谢谢。
Okay, her question is for our three speakers. First, Singapore, Mr. Kwok.
Okay, Singaporeans are very practical. The top loans in Singapore are still non-fiction titles, self-help books, etc. So it is about, I think, 70% non-fiction. But it's interestingly, fiction is coming up, but you'd be interested to know actually the top genre for fiction is romance, followed by horror. So I guess there's a lot more female readers out there. But yeah, that's the circulation.
Okay, thank you. Same with Malaysia. The highest book borrow is the what we call fiction. Fiction is the highest book borrow in Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you. And the director?
Okay. For us in the Philippines, it's the same. It's fiction, but a lot of researchers goes to the National Library because they are looking for that rare materials which is only available in our library. A lot of foreign materials and other are available in other public libraries, but there are materials that can only be found in the National Library. That's why the researchers are most of our clients are researchers and not more on students. So there are a lot of students coming to our library, but they already bring books with them. They just make the library as their venue for their studies. But the people who walk in our library are mostly researchers. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the question and also for our three speakers' answer. And now I want to close this session. And I invite all our participants to thank our three distinguished speakers for their wonderful presentation, variable presentation for us. And we learned a lot from their presentation. They gave us many innovative insight and way to promote reading. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution. Thank you.
好，也谢谢我们曾教授帮我们主持这一场就是从推广到共融的这个主题。那接下来呢就是我们的茶叙时间了。我相信呢刚刚听了这3场，我们应该动了很多的脑筋现在需要来一点补充阅读的燃料。好 ，OK， 那我们呢茶点已经在外面了，那请各位可以来使用。那另外呢，就是我们3点10分，记得务必准时回到我们这个会场。那教授你是要 OK 在舞台上好不好 ？OK， 好，那我们各位现在呢，我们是茶叙时间。那我们take a photos， yeah together in here, please。不是，他们对，那个教授跟3位分享者。请大家记得，我们3点10分，我们的Session 4就是我们的第4场的分享在3点10分的时候即将开始。
馆吗？哇，拥有全。
buhay kuyawa. Ay, anakku yo tasrarare, anakku yo tasrarare. Ay, sunubila na yutas, sunubila na yutas. Maasuhani kulobo mo, masuhani kulobo mo. 帮我到那个，直接进来，直接进来，直接进来。然后打这边斜，我下来啊，我下来 OK 吗？这，面向帮我打斜一点，对。帮我往后20秒，谢谢。再往前5秒就好。出来啊！ Nanu ya sarya sauni niyata mesesare ditaga untuk rakyat ditaga kimbahana下嘛，对不对？这边不会下去拿会吗？改它，因为我要把麦跟它换。
麦克风。麦克风测试，麦克风测试，麦克风测试，麦克风测试，麦克风测试，麦克风测试，123，123，麦克风测试，123，123，麦克风测试 ，test，123，麦克风测试。麦克风测试，123，123。
木木可以下来了。
我的名字是阿尼达·穆罕默德·我是
好，我们各位贵宾，我们下午第3场次 Session 3，准备即将开始，请各位学员就是参与者，我们赶快就座。好。那我们下午的时刻，即将进入的这个第3场的论坛主题是我们的智慧城市与共感体验。那这一场主题里面呢，我们是不是可以想象未来的图书馆会是什么样子呢？也许可能没有柜台，也许没有界限，但一定会更贴近人心。那这一场的主题呢，我们邀请到中华民国图书馆协会我们柯理事长柯浩仁柯理事长来担任我们的主持。柯理事长，请。
Good afternoon, old friends and new friends. Welcome to this section. I'm President of the Library Association of the Republic of China, Taiwan. It's my honor of our association to co-organize this forum. Actually, 我只是出个名而已。No labor force, no budget to support this forum, but I'm happy to be here. Okay, the topic of this section is about smart cities and shared experience. In first section, we listen to a few experience from the perspective of national libraries. But in this section, we will listen to 4 wonderful speeches from the perspective of urban, prefecture, or municipal, metropolitan libraries. In this section, we have 4 presenters, 2 from international, one from Malaysia, 1 from Japan, and 2 from our local urban metropolitan libraries. I have to introduce first about our 2 local metropolitan librarians. One from New Taipei City Library, which is the biggest city, right? No question. The biggest city, 8 million citizens, or 4 million. I just combine New Taipei City and Taipei City. It's kidding. Because the New Taipei City Library have the most population in Taiwan's city, and the other is Taoyuan City Library. I know our international guest flew from your home country to Taoyuan Airport, which is located in Taoyuan, right? No questions. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I think in this session we will have some best practice from the reading strategy and the reading promotion best practice. So without further ado, I would like to start this section. Our first section is the City Librarian of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. However, the Chief Librarian cannot make it to attend this forum in person, so we will play the pre-recordings for her speech. But anyway, although she is not here, we still give her applause.
马来西亚吉隆坡图书馆的观察。
Oh, Chinese is very good.
Okay, I'm indeed very honored to be invited as one of the speakers at the Asia-Pacific Public Library Forum in Taiwan. And I'd like to send my gratitude to the Director General of National Library of Public Information, Madam Siang Ping Ma, and Ms. Zoe Hyuk Kung for all their hard work to make this recording possible. And my apology again for could not make it physically to this forum. My special thanks also goes to Mr. Shaharizad Adnan, my co-writer, for making this whole process of presentation run smoothly, and also our technical team. Yeah. So it is a privilege actually to present our paper titled Smart Reading, Smart People, Smart City, Building Urban Reading Culture through the Kuala Lumpur Library Initiative. This presentation explores how Kuala Lumpur Library has redefined reading as a strategic component of smart city development by combining digital innovation, inclusive access, and community engagement to urban knowledge culture. So today, cities around the world are advancing rapidly through technology and digital transformation. However, a truly smart city is not measured only by its infrastructure or technology, but by the quality, knowledge, and resilience of its people. So through this initiative, Kuala Lumpur Library is evolving beyond its traditional role into a dynamic urban learning platform, which is one that empowers communities, promotes lifelong learning, and contributes to a more inclusive and sustainable city. Although this study reflects our experience at the local institutional level, we believe that these approaches, challenges, and lessons learned can serve as a valuable reference for other libraries, cities, and organizations that share the same aspiration for building stronger reading cultures within smart and connected communities. Okay, before we begin, I would like to briefly introduce myself. My name is Anita Muhammad Jali, and I currently serve as the Chief Librarian at Kuala Lumpur Library. So my professional work focuses on urban literacy development, community engagement, and the transformation of public libraries into more inclusive and future-ready learning spaces. And over the years, I have been actively involved in developing programs and strategies that position libraries not only as places for reading, but also as an important platform for knowledge sharing, social connection, and lifelong learning within urban communities. Okay, so an overview of building urban reading culture through the Kuala Lumpur Library Initiative. So these studies started with one important question, that is, as city becomes smarter and more digital, why is reading engagement declining? So the issue is not lack of technology, but the issue is falls on behavioral and social engagement. Today, our cities are becoming smarter, faster, and more connected through technology. But at the same time, we are slowly losing something equally important, the habit of reading deeply, thinking critically, and learning continuously. So, at Kuala Lumpur Library, we believe a smart city is not only about digital systems or advanced technology, but a truly smart city must also build knowledgeable people, connected communities, and strong culture of learning. The brief inspired us to develop the smart reading ecosystem built around 4 key areas, which is access reform, community activation, digital integration, and smart partnerships. Our goal is simple: to make reading more visible, more accessible, and more meaningful in everyday urban life. So through this approach, the library is no longer just a place to borrow books. It becomes a living community space that connects people with knowledge, learning, creativity, and each other. And for us, that is the real foundation of a smart and sustainable city. Okay, these are the urban reading paradox. Yeah? Smart city versus reading culture. So this slide explains the urban reading paradox. Cities today are highly connected. We have Wi-Fi, smartphones, AI systems, and digital services. But despite this digital growth, reading culture is weakening. People consume fast information, but deep reading and lifelong learnings are decreasing. So this creates an important challenge for smart cities. We believe that a truly smart cities does not only produce smart technology, it must also produce informed citizens, critical thinkers, and lifelong learners. That is why library must evolve from information providers into community learning platforms. So reframing libraries in smart cities. So this slide shows how we reframe the role of libraries. Traditionally, libraries focus on collections and physical spaces, but today libraries must have become active urban knowledge hubs. So in our smart reading models, libraries must support 4 important elements, that is first, senses, where understanding community needs and reading behavior. Then second, platforms is providing physical and digital access. And the third is data, which are using evidence to improve services. And most importantly, the smart cities also needs knowledgeable citizens and lifelong learning support. So this approach positions libraries as part of the city, a smart city ecosystem. Okay. So next we go to Kuala Lumpur Library Smart Reading Ecosystem Module. So what has Kuala Lumpur Library created? Okay, this slide will present Kuala Lumpur Library Smart Reading Ecosystem Module. Okay, the ecosystem is designed to transform the library from a traditional reading space into a connected community knowledge hub that supports lifelong learning, digital access, and social development. Our module is built on 4 key components that works together to create sustainable reading engagement across the city. Access reform. What we mean is that we focus on making library services easier and more inclusive for everyone through free library membership, okay, and continuous policy improvement. Then the goal is to remove barriers and encouraging more citizens to participate in reading and learning activities. Then we have the community activation, where reading culture cannot grow without active community participations. So through family literacy programs, community-driven activities, and wider outreach, we aim to build a strong and connected reading community. And digital integration. In today's digital environments, libraries must also exist beyond physical spaces. Okay? This component focuses on providing free digital access platforms, allowing users to access knowledge, resources, and learning materials anytime and anywhere. And last but not least is the smart partnership. Collaboration is essential for long-term impact. So we work together with schools, NGOs, publishers, and other libraries to strengthen resources, expand outreach, and create a more integrated ecosystem. So as shown on the side of the slide, this module moves libraries from fragmented programs into one integrated ecosystem where the communities, institutions, and knowledgeable platforms are connected. So through this ecosystem, Kuala Lumpur Library aims to empower communities through literacy, drive social impact, support smart city goals, and build a stronger culture of reading for future generations. In short, the objective of this ecosystem is simple: to make reading accessible, meaningful, and part of everyday urban life. Okay. We go through all the four ecosystems that we have mentioned before. Okay. First is access reform. So the first strategy is access reform, where making reading easier and more accessible for everyone. We introduced the free library membership and increased borrowing limits from 3 to 5 books per user to reduce barriers and encourage more participation. Okay. Then the results have been very positive. Community program participation increased by 70% from 7,775 participants in 2023 to 13,591 in 2025. Our digital library project, that is Pustaka KL Digital Madani users, also grew significantly by 350%, increasing from 6,709 to more than 30,000 users in 2025. And at the same time, library visit remained strong, reaching over 309,000 visits in 2025. So reading engagement is now evolving into a hybrid model where users actively access both physical collections and digital platforms, creating a more flexible and inclusive reading experience. This improves one important principle, that is when access becomes easier, community participations will grow. And through simple and low-cost improvement, libraries can create smarter and more connected communities. Okay, community activation. The second strategy is community activation, where turning reading into a social movement. We believe reading can't go through infrastructure alone, so it must be visible, engaging, and connected to the community. This is why Kuala Lumpur Library organized reading campaigns, literacy festivals, family programs, mobile library activities, and community-based initiatives, schools, NGOs, and local communities. So programs such as Kuala Lumpur KL Story Fest, Book Bazaar at one of our branches, that is TTDI at Taman Tun Dr. Ismail, and Jom Baca Bersama, or Let's Read Together, had successfully attract strong public participations and create stronger emotional connection between people in reading. The impact has been very encouraging, where program participation increased from 75% participant in 2023 to 30,591 in 2025. And digital engagement also recorded over 91,000 access, showing that the community is actively connecting with reading both physical and digitally. And more importantly, reading is no longer seen as individual activities. It has become social, experimental, and community-driven. Okay, and this shows that when reading is made visible and meaningful, communities will naturally engage and participate. Okay, this is some of the pictures, the activities that we had with the community. So we have with the school children, they have and then we have storytelling session and the book fairs and all that. So you can see this is some of the activities that we have connected with the community. Okay, for the three strategies is the digital inclusion. Okay, the third strategy is digital inclusion, which making sure no one is left behind in accessing knowledge and learning opportunities. So we expanded digital services through Pustaka KL Digital Madani project with free Wi-Fi, e-books, digital platforms, and literacy programs designed especially for students, senior children, and underserved communities. The response from the community has been very positive. In just 2 years, Pustaka KL Digital Madani, that is our first own fully 100% digital library, which we don't have any books, physical books in it. So the user increased from 6,709 in 2023, and now the users is increasing to 30,000 in 2025. Okay, our digital platforms also recorded over 91,000 portal visits and nearly 20,000 digital reading interactions, showing that people are actively using these services to learn and access information. Okay, so what is important is that digital inclusion is not only about providing technology, but it is about creating equal opportunities for people to improve their skills and participate in lifelong learning. And today, the library is no longer only a physical space, but it has become a connected digital hub that supports a smarter and more inclusive community. Okay, this is what we have in the digital library, Kuala Lumpur Digital Library, that I mentioned earlier. So they have lots of activities. You can see that they have PlayStation, and the children are having a class on computers. So they also have a session with the community and all that. So this has been quite a successful part of digital library in our community. So smart partnership. Okay, next we move to the fourth strategy, that is smart partnership. Cross-sector collaboration. So the fourth strategy is smart partnership, where a cross-sector collaboration model designed to scale literacy impact beyond library walls. We believe strongly that reading ecosystem cannot be built by libraries alone. That is why Kuala Lumpur Library works closely with government agencies, schools, NGOs, publishers, private sectors, partners, and local communities. Through the Pustaka Consortium with the National Library of Malaysia, users gain access to more than 20,000 digital reading materials, and some of them are in the form of databases, expanding remote access to knowledge nationwide. So, and under the UNESCO World Book Capital Legacy Initiative, well, I would like to share with you that in 2020, we had been granted as the World Book Capital by the UNESCO. But as everyone knows, 2020 is a very, let's say, unfortunate years where we have the COVID all around the world. So the activities had been confined to more towards online activities. But anyway, we managed to carry the the task, and everybody is quite happy with what we have given during the COVID time. And then we strengthen citywide literacy movement through readings, campaign, book fairs, digital programs, and multi-stakeholders collaboration. So we will also introduce early literacy innovation programs such as toy libraries at Sentul Library. That is one of our branches that is focusing on play-based learning and reading development for children aged 0 and from the infant to 12 years old. To support education equity, Kuala Lumpur Library also partnered with NGOs to provide free tuition support, reading exposure, and library resources for BA40 students and underserved communities. At the community level, school outreach programs, mobile libraries, media libraries, and group lending initiatives help expand access directly into the neighborhoods and public housing communities. The impact of this partnership has been significant, whereby the program participation increased by 75%, reaching more than 13,000 participants in 2025, while digital engagement through Pustaka KL Digital Madani exceed 3,000 users, as I said earlier. More importantly, this collaboration transformed the library from a traditional service provider into a connected urban learning ecosystem, where one is more inclusive, community-driven, and sustainable. This proves that different sectors work together. This proves that when different sectors work together, literacy impact becomes wider, stronger, and more meaningful for the society. Okay, so this is some pictures of the smart societies, smart partnerships that we have at the Kuala Lumpur Library. Okay, so this is the impact of the Kuala Lumpur Library in the form of snapshots. The slide shows the measurable impact of the initiative from 2023 to 2025. Yeah. The results clearly demonstrate strong growth in community participation, digital engagement, and lifelong learning. So library membership continue to grow steadily for more than 154,000 members, or 8% of Kuala Lumpur population, while annual library visit remains stronger at over 300,000 visits per year. And then program participation increased by more or less 58%, reaching more than 13,000 participants, with higher engagement recorded for every program organized. And digital inclusion also showed major progress. That is, the new user for Pustaka KL Digital Madani had increased for about 350,000% since 2025. And at the same time, the digital platform recorded more than 9,000 portal visits and over 19,000 digital reading interaction, showing the communities are actively using digital services for learning and knowledge access. And our collection also expanded significantly to more than 465,000 items, strengthening access to both physical and digital knowledge resources for the public. And most importantly, this result shows that libraries continue to play an important role in urban communities when they evolve according to current needs. By combining physical spaces, digital access, and community-driven programs, the library has become more inclusive, more connected, and more relevant to the people it serves. So in conclusion, Kuala Lumpur Library proves that modern libraries are not declining. They are evolving into hybrid knowledge infrastructure that drive reading, inclusion, and lifelong learning. And today, library is no longer just a physical place to borrow books, but it has become a connected urban knowledge hub that integrates physical spaces, digital access, and community engagement. And our future aspiration is to build a citywide reading ecosystem where reading becomes a daily urban habit, citizens are digitally skilled and critical thinkers, and the library becomes part of everyday community life, not just a destination. Okay, and moving forward, our priorities are clear. Scale access by expanding digital services and outreach to underserved communities. Measure impact on by focusing on literacy, behavioral change, and learning outcomes. Then it strengthened the hybrid model through the integration of physical, digital, and community-based experiences. Okay, and build lifelong readers by supporting learning journeys from children to adults, and position the library as a core pillar of a smart, inclusive, and future-ready Kuala Lumpur. Ultimately, this initiative is not only about libraries; it is about empowering people, strengthening communities, and shaping a smarter city through knowledge and reading. Because when communities read, cities grow. Okay, thank you. That is about that my presentation for today. Thank you.
In Anita's presentation, she mentioned for strategy for promoting the reading culture in urban city. Anyone can tell me the 4 strategies? It's quiz. No gift. OK， 4项策略，我想第一个就是 SS reform， 就是降低禁用的门槛，我有做小抄。第二个是那个 community activation， 我想社区的参与当然是非常重要的。那第3个呢，就是 digital integration， 我想把一些线上跟线下实体跟数位的资源整合在一起。好，那第4个呢，就是我想，在台湾的公共图书馆应该都非常熟悉的，就是 partnership。好，那Anita 的演讲，我觉得跟台湾的很多的公共图书馆的策略其实都蛮像的。好，那有时候看起来很像，可是我觉得在不同的城市有不同的市民的特性，有不同的context， 有不同的 culture。好，我想真的在去做一些实践上面会有很大的不同。Okay, so let's turn to our second presentation. The presenter is Sunsaku Tamura. Okay, so he is the director of Ishikawa Prefecture Library. 石川县应该有很多人去过，那是日本的北陆3省之一。石川县不知道，但是金泽我想很多人都知道。好，那尤其是兼六园，不是，OK。So actually, Professor Tamura or Tamura Sensei is a professor emeritus of Keio University. Keio University 就是庆应艺术大学，是日本一个非常有名的私立大学。So actually, Professor Tamura's background is LIS the same professional with us. Okay, but it's very rare, except 郑馆长在吗？郑馆长在那边。对 ，Yeah. What I want to say is, a professor serve as National Library Director General or Prefecture Library Director. I think very rare in Taiwan, but I don't know if it's common in Japan. But anyway, please give him a big applause for his sharing. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Professor Kie. Yes, it's also a very rare, yes, rare case. Yeah. And it's a great honor for me to be invited to speak at this forum today. In my talk, I'd like to introduce the Ishikawa Public Prefectural Library and share how it was designed to spark the joy of reading for all. Our central challenge has been to create a library that becomes a place where people turn a new page in their lives through unexpected encounters with books. First, I'd like to give you a brief overview of Ishikawa Prefecture and the Ishikawa Prefectural Library. Let me briefly introduce Ishikawa Prefecture, which is located in the center of Japan. Ishikawa stretches from north to south with the Noto Peninsula extending into the Sea of Japan. The region is rich in nature, characterized by high humidity, frequent rainfall, and heavy snowfall in winter. Kanazawa, the prefectural capital, flourished as a castle town of the Kaga clan from the 17th to the 19th centuries. The Kaga clan actively supported cultural development, creating a legacy of crafts, cuisine, architecture, and festivals that continues to shape everyday life today. This strong cultural foundation deeply influenced how we envisioned our library. The Ishikawa Prefectural Library was first established in 1912, originally located in Kenrokuen Garden. The former building opened in 1966, but after nearly 50 years, it had become cramped and outdated. In 2015, we decided to construct a new library. Following the basic master plan, architectural design and service planning began in 2018. Construction started in 2019, and the new library opened on July 16, 2022. The new library is located about 2 kilometers from Kenrokuen Garden near Kanazawa Castle. It sits along the Yamagawa Ring Road, a key arterial route connecting the northern Noto area with the southern Kaga area, providing easy access by car from across Ishikawa Prefecture. Our architectural concept is a library in the forest. The rectangular building is placed at the center of the site, surrounded by gardens, pedestrian paths, and open spaces. Over time, as the trees grow, the building becomes increasingly integrated with the surrounding greenery. Each side of the building has an entrance allowing access from multiple directions. The surrounding gardens are designed as an open, park-like public space. Visitors are free to walk through areas such as the reading garden and the narrative forest. In this way, the library does not end at its walls. It extends outward into the landscape as a shared civic space. On the southeast side, we created an outdoor square. This space functions both as a passage and as an event plaza, hosting events such as farmers' markets, sculpture exhibitions, and various gatherings. It is a place where everyday life and cultural activities naturally intersect. Next, I'd like to introduce the mission and core values of our library. Our mission is for the Ishikawa Prefectural Library to serve as a palace of wisdom. To realize this vision, we focus on two key directions. First, we expand the meaning of reading by placing it within a broader range of intellectual activities such as learning, making things, discussing, and experiencing. Second, we consciously seek to engage people who do not usually read books or visit libraries by creating an open, welcoming, yet intellectually stimulating environment for all generations. To support this philosophy, we introduced flexible rules. Conversations is allowed except in the silent room. Photography is permitted as long as it does not disturb others. Food and drinks are allowed in designated areas. These policies help lower psychological barriers and encourage broader participation. The library has a total floor of about 22,720 square meters with 4 floors and 1 basement. We provide 300,000 books in public areas, 800,000 books in storage, over 500 seats with more than 100 different seating types. This wide variety of spaces and choices support comfort, accessibility, and inclusivity for diverse users. Next, I will introduce the key spatial component of the library and explain how each one supports our mission. I will begin with the cultural exchange area. The cultural exchange area is mainly located on the first and second floor on the southeast side. It is a zone dedicated to events and exhibitions. On the second floor, it also includes the learning space, which is used for studying, working, and small meetings. This area comprises the indoor square, stairway plaza, food culture lounge, and cafe on the first floor, as well as the seminar rooms, makers' workspace, and learning space on the second floor. The indoor square and stairway plaza host a variety of events and exhibitions, including art shows, mini concerts, and sports public viewings. Last year, a couple had a wedding ceremony at the stairway plaza. We have also organized exhibitions in collaboration with Kanazawa College of Art, such as student-designed mock-up furniture and zine exhibitions and sales event. The Food Culture Lounge is a kitchen studio used for cooking events, hands-on experiences, and classes focused on traditional dishes and local ingredients. Overhead monitors allow participants to easily follow the activities. Here, children can enjoy cooking and learning about traditional dishes. The maker's workspace is equipped with 3D printers, a laser cutter, and other tools for workshops and creative projects. It enables both children and adults to experience hands-on creativity, often for the first time. Next, let us move on to the reading area. At the heart of the library is the central circular atrium, which serves as both a symbolic and functional core. Its form resembles a round ball divided into 2 halves, one rising from the first to the second floor on the northwest side, and the other rising from the second to the third floor on the southeast side. In the central atrium, books surround visitors in a 360-degree circular arrangement. Book covers face outward, inviting browsing and unexpected discovery. Seating is placed close to the shelves, allowing visitors to read immediately. Surrounding this core, bookshelves are arranged according to the Nippon Decimal Classification. Approximately 230,000 volumes in this area support focused and in-depth study. On the second floor, right at the center, we have an area where we regularly host exhibitions in collaborations with external organizations. These exhibitions connect the world of books with knowledge from museums and other institutions. By combining books, objects such as fossils, and related programs like talks, the space offers visitors unexpected discoveries. The exhibition, at the opening memorial exhibition, long evolution stories derived from illustrated books was held in collaboration with the National Museum of Nature and Science, Tokyo. The exhibition titled 12 Famous Story Writers Are Coming offered visitors an opportunity to encounter masterpieces of 20th century Japanese literature. It was held in collaboration with a gaming company. We use two complementary systems of book arrangement, that is, the Nippon Decimal Classification for in-depth study and 12 original thematic categories for discovery and curiosity. But as a detailed explanation would take some time, I would skip the explanation and just show you some slides. This is how two types of classification are located. And this is 12 themes to meet with big books. And examples, this is an example. Okay, then the windows to meet the books are a series of showcase displays located at the center of the first floor. Each showcase introduces one of the 12 themes to meet books, featuring iconic titles that represent the theme along with related objects and decorations. Thoughtfully curated by librarians, these displays invite even those who do not usually read books into the world of books. At the top of the book theme introduction showcase, an eye-catching sign clearly indicates the theme. Here are some examples of the book theme introduction showcases. Another example of the book theme introduction showcases. The Ring Ale is a circular gallery on the top floor, that is fourth floor, of the reading area. Here, about 12,000 books are arranged, covering the history of books, publishing, and libraries, as well as a wide variety of types of books, including those rarely read, that together offer an overview of the world of books. This floor allows visitors to reflect on knowledge itself by looking over the whole reading area. Next, I'll introduce the children's area. The children's area contains about 40,000 books and offers a variety of reading environments. It is divided into 3 age-based zones that remain visually connected. In addition to reading children can enjoy physical movement through play equipment such as athletic furniture and curved bookshelves. The narrative forest is an outdoor area connected to the children's area where children learn through direct interaction with nature. It includes a small garden for planting and harvesting, as well as open spaces where children can read books outdoors. Through activities such as touching plants, observing insects, and enjoying books in a natural setting, this area nurtures curiosity before literacy. In the garden, children take part in harvesting sweet potatoes in autumn. By collaborating with other prefectural departments, we have expanded library services beyond traditional boundaries. The photograph on this slide shows a picture book reading event held on a train organized in collaboration with the tourism department. Lastly, I'd like to introduce some of the other distinctive features of the library. We provide more than 500 seats throughout the library, including over 100 different types of chairs, sofas, and stools, allowing visitors to choose spaces that best suit their reading styles. The interior of the library is adorned with a wide variety of artworks and traditional crafts, together with the architecture and carefully selected furnishings. They give the entire library the atmosphere of a single large work of art. Well, I will skip this slide and then go to this one. So, I'd like to go to to summarize how we organize our areas and spaces in accordance with the mission and core values of the library. Overall, the library is composed of 4 key areas. 1, cultural exchange area, a space for communication and the exchange of knowledge and experiences. 2, central circular atrium, an area where visitors encounter books and new ideas. 3, bookshelves arranged by the decimal classification system, dedicated spaces for focused in-depth study. 4, ring ale, a space that offers a panoramic view of the world of knowledge. Each of these areas corresponds to a different way of engaging with knowledge. Together with the appeal of its architecture and interior design, these spaces invite visitors into a book-centered world of knowledge while encouraging deeper exploration and understanding. From April 2025 to March 2026, the library achieved the following results: 1.37 million visitors, 640,000 book loans, over 900 events. In addition, online engagement and user reviews indicate strong public support. These results suggest that the library has been widely accepted as an open and engaging place of knowledge. In closing, the Ishikawa Public Library is not merely a building, but a living ecosystem of knowledge, people, and culture. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to welcoming you to our library in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Tamura, for your wonderful speech. Actually, I like the 10 palace of wisdom. And actually, I want to know in depth about the 12 themes to meet with books. I want to ask you a question. How many of you has been to Ishikawa Prefecture Library? 有人去过吗？ Of course you have been there. There's one. Okay. So I think there's I cannot say it's a sick of library, but librarian. Actually it's a habit of librarian. Every time we go overseas, we will visit local libraries. Actually, I am a frequent visitor to Japan. However, I have never been to your library. So next time, okay? I think Director Tamura's speech let us know how the design of a library building shaped the reading atmosphere. Especially, I think in the past recent years and recent years in the future, there will be a few new library building in Taiwan. So for those who want to build new library building in your county, please remember, don't just let the architectural design, how to say, 就是 control your thinking. So you must take the functional and the non-functional of the library building, reading atmosphere into your mind. So next we will turn to Taiwan team. Yeah, we have two presenters from Taiwan. The first one is Jia Shangwu from the City Librarian of New Taipei City. Actually, I asked them to deliver their speech in Germany. Of course not. I think they will deliver their speech in Chinese. I just know that the past experience of Director Wu mostly are from educational side, and she is an alumni of my university. 你是教育系毕业的
Yes.
National Taiwan Normal University, the university I'm from. But I think after she becomes the city librarian of New Taipei City, she has many ideas about the reading promotion and may integrate your activities with the education, I hope. Anyway, let's give her a big applause for her speech. Okay.
Good afternoon, I'm Jia Shangwu, Director of New Taipei City. It's my great honor to share New Taipei City's vision and the practical experience in reading promotion. Okay, the theme of my presentation is visible action, boundless service. So next I'll talk about 4 parts. Please refer to the briefing outline. 接下来要来讨论我们新北市的相关的一些阅读发展策略。首先还是要先了解一下新北市的基本背景，因为这样才能够延伸去思考为什么新北市是这样子做推广。那首先从新北市的整个发展来看，新北市是有目前是超过400万的人口数，是目前全国人口数最多的城市。它遍及在29个行政区，它有很都市的城市，它也有很偏乡的地方，它有靠山的，也有靠海的。所以我们在思考各个阅读面向的时候，必须要把这29个面向的区域的一些特色一并做思考。那另外，新北市也是一个多元文化城市。为什么会这样说呢？我们从我们的数据来看，在新北市的新住民人口，它占了新北市人口数的2%。同样的，这些的新住民人口数，它却是占了全国的20%。也就是说，新住民在全国里面，在新北市相对的比例是很高的。另外， 在65岁以上的高龄人口占了新北市的人口数是20%，也就是说，这样的新住民人口数多，以及已经进到了超高龄化社会的新北市，我们在推动阅读推广策略，必须要把这样不同类型的人一并做思考。那另外再来看到新北市目前我们有107个分馆，目前是1个总馆，其他都是分馆跟阅览室的规模。但是我们的图书馆的类型很多很特别，它可能是有在停车场里面的，它有在市场上面的，它可能也有在学校里面的，它也有可能是跟其他公部门共构的一个办公大楼。也因此，所有不同的类型的分馆，它在服务方面，它的开馆闭馆时间，可能都会因为不同的地区、不同的服务而有不同的一些比较差异的地方。但就整个平均来讲，新北市每周的服务时数是将近80小时，也就是说它是高过于全国平均规定的56小时。那接下来我们再从我们一些读者的分析来看，其实我们自己新北市在读者来看的话，大概有60%是女性读者，大概是有近一半是上班族。但是这边要特别讲的是，我们有发现了一个很特别的现象，就是大概有26%，将近1/4的比例，他来图书馆，他可能不单纯只是读书，他可能来的，他可能是想要体验一些新科技，他可能是3、5好友来喝咖啡，他可能是跟同学来讨论报告都有。也就是来图书馆的形态已经不再是过去好像只有进来读书。所以说这是从我们新北市的一些使用的数据来看。但接下来我们再从一些国外的现在的一些发展趋势来看。我在去年有机会到北欧去参访，去观摩一些国外的图书馆。那我想大家应该比较熟悉的是像芬兰的芬兰的欧迪，然后但是其实像在挪威的奥斯陆，或者是龚书章老师常常在推荐请我们可以去学习的，像在荷兰的阿尔梅勒图书馆，其实他们都有个相似的地方，就是现在走进图书馆，它是一个很开放的地方，它已经不再是进去就是高书架，好像进去就是有读书。而这些开放的场域进来的人，他们都在做些什么呢？我所观察到的，像在奥斯陆的图书馆，我看到的就是进来的通透的大阶梯里面，可能有的是一个人打开笔电在开视讯会议，可能有2、3个在小圆桌一起做讨论。我也看到有高龄者，他是在做采风的。那另外在荷兰的阿尔梅勒图书馆，我看到的一个比较特别的是，它有在某一个区域，它把终身学习的相关资讯做一个小折页的方式。那我看到就有一个应该是一个应该类似像志工的角色，另外一个人他可能在口述表达一些什么，但另外一个人就在电脑上帮他散达，看起来比较像是社会福利的性质。那表达这些其实想要讲的就是，过去我们看到图书馆大概就是进来一个人安静的读书，但是现在的图书馆的服务已经非常非常的多元，所以我们在推动相关的阅读推广策略来讲，已经从过去我们是从藏书馆藏为导向，转为以使用者服务为导向。抱歉。所以新北市我们在推广相关的一个阅读推广策略，我们希望我们让我们的图书馆是可以作为所有市民的日常之一，它可以作为是市民生活的大客厅。所以我们紧扣2个主轴来做推广，一个是在空间改造上，第2个是在多元服务上。所以接下来我就以这2个主轴来跟大家分享我们新北市在推动的一些方法策略。大家进入到实质的分享，我们怎么做之前呢，先跟各位这边报告我们的大方向，我们是以什么样的方向来思考我们这2个大主轴。首先在空间改造上，因为其实我们新北市有107个馆舍，那很多的馆舍其实它都是可能使用超过20年、30年，都非常非常的老旧，其实都已经不太符合现在对于读者对于在阅读上的一些多元需求的期待。所以其实在新北市在馆舍的改造一直是我们要持续努力的，因为很多馆舍其实都超过30年，所以我们紧扣这4个原则来做空间改造的一个引导的方向。第一个是在用通用设计的方式，以及在我们希望我们的馆舍改造室它是比较开放式，是比较舒服的这样的环境，同时也兼顾美感、弹性以及多功能的方式。所以我们接下来陆续改造的馆舍都会紧扣这几个主轴。 那在我们的多元化服务的部分，我们强调的是，因为新北市的人口组成非常的多元，所以针对分龄分众提供适合不同族群的阅读推广活动。我们希望每一类的人，每一个族群来图书馆都不是客人，他都是里面都可以在里面找到他的服务，同时也导入创新的服务，然后透过异业结盟的方式来一起推广。那接下来就进到我们实质的这2大面向来分享我们新北市在阅读推广我们怎么做，来跟大家做经验的交换。首先，我先就我们在空间改造上我们怎么做。那在空间改造，刚刚前面有提到，因为我们馆舍旧，所以我们的确会一直需要，也会一直被外界期待要去做改造。但是其实从前面，不论从国外的发展趋势跟我们自己读者的行为分析来看，其实馆舍的期待已经不再像以前，我好像只要把书架都放好，把书都上架，好像就可以满足读者的期待。所以在空间改造上，越来越多的读者也会希望这个馆舍它是不是具备足够的代表性跟特色。所以这也是我们要一并去做思考，以及这样的馆舍空间是不是可以满足多元阅读的需求。所以我举5个类型的例子来跟大家分享。首先第一个例子，在左边这一张图，它是我们新北市的总馆。那我们石川县的馆长在前一阵子也有特别来我们总馆这边来大家做交流学习。那这个总馆它是在104年成立，那其实已经10年多了。那当时我们就导入一些自动分拣系统。那就读者而言，当时我们使用了自动借书机，以及我们的大面的电子书墙，方便读者可以进馆内可以自己的借书还书。那同时在我们馆外也提供了24小时的借还书机。我们希望让读者可以用更便利的方式来取得各种阅读的资源。那右边那一张，它是一个在三重泸州的智慧图书馆，它是我们新北目前唯一一间没有任何馆员在里面的图书馆。也就是说，所有的市民他只要拿着我们的借书证，他就是这个图书馆的门禁卡，他刷了门禁就可以进去，用这张图书馆就可以自己的借书与还书。所以这个是在科技应用上提供的一个新北的一个例子。那另外第2个要举的例子就是新北在地方知识学这一块，其实我们一直都非常的努力，也会被外界期待说，那我们在图书馆有没有可能跟在地的文化做进一步的结合？所以左边这一张是在应该说这2张都是在五股区。那在新北的五股，它其实是一个工业发展取向的一个行政区，所以在左边这一张的五股分馆，我们就导入了轻工业这样的一个设计风格。所以我们可以看到书架，我们都是采用比较深色的黑色系的方式来营造就是五股工业区的这种阅读氛围。那右边这张是五股守望堂，它是一个异地重组的历史建筑。那大家可能都会觉得来历史建筑里面，可能大概就是导览去看古迹，但是我们让这个五股守望堂跟现在的阅读体验做结合，也就是说，所有的学校来到这边，除了可以导览这个古迹去了解文化之外，所有的读者到这边也可以喝咖啡，然后也可以有一个空间是可以自由的阅读，让文化跟阅读可以做一个很美好的结合。那第3个例子就是现在图书馆改造都会比较期待是越来越要兼具美感化。那左边第1张它是以艺术为风格的新店分馆。那为什么它是艺术为风格？这个馆是新北市目前第一个用参与式方式来决定来讨论要怎么样做这个馆舍改造。那因为新北市的新店区是非常多退休文教人士的区域，所以说也不意外，就是透过这种参与式的讨论，在地的居民都会期待这个馆舍是可以以艺术风的方式来做呈现，所以我们也有很多艺术家会在新店分馆会有一些相关的阅读推广活动。那右边这张是泰山分馆，它是一个在市场上面的图书馆，因为市场做改造，所以也会期待同样在上面的分馆也可以一样具有这些美感设计。所以在这个分馆里面，我们有一个6尺高的一个书墙。那当然书墙它的实用性跟美感的确见仁见智，但这个馆舍在当时我们就是希望它是以美感的方向来做设计，让进来的是可以有一个很舒适的阅读的空间。那接下来这个是在情境的形塑上，在左边的这张是在林口的李科永分馆，它是一个在 微型的公园内的图书馆，就有点像大家现在应该都有去过台中的绿美图，它就是一个在公园内的图书馆，是一个很舒服的图书馆。那同样的，这个林口理科泳它是比较小型的，它也是在馆外，就是有一大片的这种公园，所以可以让来的读者会让在馆外跟馆内像是一个沉浸式的，进来就会觉得很舒服。它有一大片的书香坡道，它是以绿建筑的方式来做设计。那右边这个是中和圆山分馆，在阅读角的形塑也是我们在改造策略之一，因为我们并不是每个馆舍它的量体空间都很大，足以到整个来做改造，但是透过局部的阅读角的形塑，也可以让读者会觉得，这个馆焕然一新。所以像现在最近很红的露营风等等，我们就把这样的元素结合进来，所以在中和圆山分馆，我们就打造以露营风格的一个阅读角。那最后一个举的例子就是在新北，其实亲子进来图书馆到馆其实是到馆率很高的，所以我们就在思考我们的每个图书馆对于亲子而言，我们还可以再多琢磨些什么。左边的这一张是在三重的儿童亲子分馆，在这个分馆就是我们第一个把 STEAM 概念一起融入，也就是说 STEAM 不是只有在学校推动，在公共图书馆一样可以扮演一些角色，所以我们在三重的儿亲馆也提供了超过100项的融合玩具，认证过的融合玩具可以提供给亲子一起来做探索，一起做学习。那右边这个是板桥的四维分馆，我们就提供了一些亲子的外文书籍，让亲子可以入馆一起来做学习。那当然除了硬体建设之外，我们也一直谨记在心的就是绝对不能够只有漂亮的壳，我们的服务才是核心。所以这个部分在新北，我们也一直很努力的在思考，我们的族群这么的多元，我们人口数最多，那在服务上，我们新北市还可以再做一些什么样的努力？所以接下来我就把我们新北市在做的一些多元的服务的一些几个面向，跟大家来做分享交流。首先第一个，除了我们在馆内的馆藏之外，因为新北市是遍布29个行政区，那刚刚前面有提到有都市的，有偏乡，有比较远的。我们希望可以兼顾，即便是在偏乡，它的阅读资源也是充分充足的。所以我们把图书馆的资源从馆内带到馆外，所以我们就有一个行动图书馆这样的服务。包括我们会透过我们的行动书车、行动书箱，我们会主动走入偏乡，可能是偏乡的学校，可能是偏乡的一些社区协会，甚至等等一些单位来申请，我们的行动书车就会主动走进偏乡，把我们的阅读资源走进偏乡，让更多的人可以就近的参与。那同时我们也透过馆外书展的方式，可以便利让各个社区相关的协会，只要有相关的主题推广活动，都可以结合我们的馆外书展来提出申请，我们就会把相关的主题的书籍以这样馆外书展的方式便利读者，就即便你没有走进图书馆，你一样可以就近可以享受到相关的阅读资源的服务。那另外一个一样是走出图书馆的一个做法，是以客制化的方式，也就是行动书箱。刚刚前面是我们主动把书送出去，但这个行动书箱是我们以我们以受众使用者的需求来客制化，也就是我们会针对可能高龄，针对幼儿园，可能针对学校，可能针对新住民，我们会有一些不同主题的书箱。我们把这些书箱主动送到相关的单位去，让他们也可以针对这些主题的书籍可以有阅读。那这边我想要特别讲的是，刚刚前面有提到新北市的新住民有2%的人口数，所以说我们在去年我们就跟新北市的10个国际文教中心合作，我们主动把这些新住民的相关的书籍送过去。因为我们之前有观察到，有很多新住民他不太敢走进图书馆，是因为他会觉得在里面好像都找不到他看得懂、他能看的书，所以他就会觉得来到图书馆他像客人一样，所以久而久之他也不会走进来。所以因此我们希望让他们不再是图书馆的客人，而是让他们觉得说这些都是他可以参与的，所以我们主动把书籍送到他们最常出现的地方。那接下来另外一个服务是新北市很大的一个在服务上的一个特色，就是我们新北有一个真人图书馆的建制，其实已经 run 了好几年了。也就是我们认为每一个人都有自己独一无二的故事，每一个人的故事都值得被阅读，所以我们从各行各业里面去网罗真人，加入我们真人图书的行列。像百工达人蓝白托，他也是我们新北市的真人之一。所以目前为止，我们已经累积了这边是也是137啊，但目前为止我们应该已经超过143位的真人。 那除了读者可以借阅我们的真人来做对话分享之外，我们也希望让真人图书可以发挥更大的效益，所以我们会针对一些可能大家比较喜欢的议题，举例像现在借阅最高，大概都是生涯规划这个议题是最多人会来借阅的。我们就安排我们的真人图书主动走入社区，甚至结合我们的行动书车，把真人的效益可以扩展到影响的范围，可以到更多的场域，不单单只是在馆内。那接下来的另外一个服务也是在新北持续了好多年，就是我们的飘书的部分。目前新北已经建立了230个飘书站，其实就是大家常看到的火车站、捷运站、便利商店、医院、博物馆等等，都会看到新北市的飘书站，连议员的服务处也都会有。因为其实我们还蛮常会接受民众的证书，那我们在评估这个书籍，如果跟现在我们的馆藏有重复的，但它的这一本书还是有它的价值，我们就会透过飘书的方式，可以让更多的民众都有机会可以阅读到好的书籍。那另外我们针对视障读者，我们很重视，我们希望每一个读者到图书馆都可以有相同可以阅读的权利，所以我们针对视障的朋友，我们会每月会有2次的读书会，我们会透过我们制作有声书，然后会有点字的服务，然后透过口述影像的方式，会有专人带着这些视障读者，即便你看不到，但是一样可以透过不同的形式来一起阅读。那我们就有爱心志工，就会到捷运站也好，或者公车站也好，会带着他到我们馆内。我们希望视障者不要因为他看不到，然后就没有办法有相关的阅读的资源。那接下来是在我们新北市有一个 App。我相信这个应该很多县市都有。那当然我们持续的去扩展它的一个使用便利性，因为接下来所有人基本上都是人手一机，手机都不离身，所以除了最基本的借书、查询书籍之外，我们现在也陆续的在开发做手机借书，然后用人脸辨识，这些就可以直接的进入。那最主要的是读者到图书馆，他在借阅。可能像自修室也好，或是讨论室也好，以前可能要到电脑前面，现在透过一个 App 也可以借阅。我们希望慢慢的让它优化，让这个 App 是可以更符合，让读者可以更便利的使用。抱歉。那接下来相关的活动的部分，因为我们要希望可以吸引读者可以进来，所以我们在活动的办理上，我们会针对不同的族群，会办理不同类型的活动。那当然有时候也会搭配主题，像过年的主题，或是学生寒暑假最多人进来的时候，像423的世界书香日，我们就会办理新北阅读节的活动。那当然每个分馆也有它自己的特色。那举新庄裕民分馆，它就是我们新北市唯一一间图书馆是可以开放宠物入馆的，所以我们也会搭配一些相关的一些宠物节的相关的活动来欢迎读者进来。那同样我们也会跟相关的单位来合作办理相关的阅读活动。最后呢，想要讲的就是，其实要做很多的创新，它绝对不可能没有面临到相关的挑战。我想大家都遇到一样的问题，经费不够，人不够。所以对我而言，我觉得最重要的关键，我们直接到最后一章，我把这一章当成我今天的结论页。这些都是我们所有分馆主任，我们有22位分馆主任。图书馆的趋势在改变，但我们自己的同仁是不是都可以与时俱进？是不是都可以不断思考怎么样让图书馆优化？所以我觉得馆员都非常的辛苦，也非常的努力。所以只有不断的让他们的进修，不断的让他们走出去看，大家经过不断的经验的累积，然后大家想法的激荡，才能够不断的思考可以怎么样让图书馆优化。所以我们今天也有5位的图书馆伙伴今天一起来，大家都是希望可以透过我们大家都是同才一起学习，一起让图书馆可以一直与时俱进，让服务可以更有温度。谢谢大家的分享，谢谢大家，谢谢。
好，谢谢嘉山馆长从空间改造和多元服务2个方面来介绍新北市立图书馆的一些活动。因为的确新北市的有城市的地方，也有乡村的地方。好，然后在新住民、原住民，然后老年人口，还有就是newborn baby 方面，其实都非常的多哈。那所以新北市立图书馆就会有很多多元的一个活动，然后搭配整个人口特性来做 space 的renovation。 The last but not the least speaker is the director of Taoyuan City Library. I think many of you know that his past career is tourism. So I think he bring many tourism experience in Taoyuan City Library. I always say he's my younger brother, the most active and talkative younger brother, like me. But anyway, because we have just 20 minutes left, so please don't so talkative. Control yourself. Okay, your turn.
OK， 好，谢谢。好，大家好，压轴的来了。那我先谢谢一下我的 brother 给我这么特别的开场。好，我想这个为了减轻大家的痛苦啊，就是听得很痛苦的痛苦，我们自己是台湾队，就不要互相伤害了哈。那我就很快的跟大家 go through 这个有关这个 smart and easy 这个主题。那我今天用很快的方式跟大家来分享。那我先回馈一下那个新北的馆长，大家不要以为直辖市都很有钱，好，每一个分馆都像他们秀的这么的新，好不好？我们有的分馆真的已经30年了，还没有死照，上面还铁皮、漏水、无障碍、不及格，所以今年有桃园大概有10个馆在工程，我们真的进入一个 renew remodel 的一个时代，也是为了提供更好的服务。那另外是我发现现在啊的人啊，这个你要让他强迫他去书架上拿一本书下来读啊，其实很有挑战。为什么？因为现在诱惑实在太大，电子的东西太多了。那有没有这个吸引力可以跟那种 IG、TikTok 抗衡呢？这是我们在生成的内容的时候，我比较会注意的地方。那也因为我曾经在观光事业待过，所以我每当在做一件事的时候，我都跟同事讨论，说我们买这个东西，那是要买给谁？客户是谁？买这个书是谁要看？如果你都不知道，那不是先不要买，要不然你买了书放在书架上才是问题的开始，因为它又占了位置等等。所以因为我这些经历，我比较会注意到这个行销、这个经济的问题。那大家最有兴趣的是我最下面那一个。好，那其实我3年多前来当馆长，那我发现我应该早点来的，因为很多人问我的第一个问题就是你怎么跑来当馆长？哈，我觉得是这样啊，结论就是我觉得这是神的旨意。因为我以前填鸭式教育哦，我真的是那种我只要考试我才会去翻书的人。我在高中的时候我就很痛苦，那为什么教那么晚的微积分，然后我也都不及格，我都不知道学那是什么东西，所以我对于这个读这个书这种东西啊，其实我没有什么兴趣。但是我后来的生活经验告诉我，其实我一直在阅读。譬如说，我很喜欢看电影，我很喜欢听音乐，我喜欢看舞台剧，我很喜欢看线上的课程，我很喜欢做菜。其实这不就是现在图书馆所有的内容吗？是不是？就像我的 brother 老师说的，我们在设计图书馆的时候，不要只想到哇很漂亮，哇台湾最美的图书馆，有没有？其实我后来也一直反思哦，美其实是很主观的，第一个。第二个美，其实它的保存期是很短的，因为别人会有更新更美的出现，所以美在我的心中会变成怎么样？会变得比较永续、环保风。那也贴合台湾资源有限的一个地方，所以我们不要耗太多的资源 ，OK？ 在设计新馆的时候，好，现在什么都 AI， 所以第一章也是 AI 做的。那我发现它其实做的还不错，大概有80分。那它的最大的经济效益就是很快，大概5分钟。所以这一章也就是我的结论了啊。我们为什么要朝一个 smart and easy 的方式呢？在左边， 因为我们现在有了 RFID system， 这个大家都是专家，我就不再多说了。那为了让大家了解，所以我们有一个青埔智慧科技图书馆，当我们一个基地展现一个 showcase。好，那什么叫做 AI 图书馆，或者什么叫智慧科技图书馆？其实我们很荣幸啊，我们在这个道路上，我们正在重新定义一个新的读者体验。这个 experience 很重要，就是阅读的方法开始不一样，项目内容不一样了。然后在这个右手边呢，是有了这个东西之后，我发现没有人来用，那怎么办呢？call partnership， call friendship， 有没有？我们用一阵通的方式打开这个所有的这个阻隔，让这个资源能够无远弗届。那在最右边呢，我也发现，好，你打开来之后发现这个 KPI 其实没有上来。坦白说，我们北部北基桃竹苗席卷了1000万人以上的人口，但是那个借阅量的这些 KPI 并没有同等的这样整个上来。那我也发现，其实是实体书的一个空间物理上的限制，所以我们陶视图，我的方向是我们会琢磨更多的电子资源跟线上资源的推广，因为只有这个是一个蓝海，只有这个无远弗届。好，其实我已经讲完差不多了。在图书馆工作了一段时间，我开始又反省说，我到底在卖什么东西？如果你是店长，你要很搞清楚你到底要卖什么东西。我后来发现，图书馆卖的是想象，与思考的空间。你不要想什么书的，想象与思考。如果一个人进来，或者是你开始阅读，你的脑波开始动，开始有点 learning 的感觉，其实这个就叫做图书馆。所以以后很有可能是 anywhere anytime， 不受时空的界限，就好像那个什么异次元，有没有？你不要被卡在一个地方，不用，时代会慢慢的进步。好，全世界有很多的城市，其实很多的名字其实只是个名字，唯有跟阅读链接的，他给了他一个新的名片。所以这也是阅读的重要。那桃园的以前的名片是什么？其实是工业区啊。跟大家讲，桃园有43个叫做产业经济园区，很长期的运作，它的这个经济效能、产值也很高。但是呢，发现人呢，其实品质还是比较重要。那人要怎么样去教化或者是提升呢？你只有靠阅读的推广。所以，其实市长请我来，不是请我来，就是让我有机会能够当馆长。他只有给我一个任务，你们想不想知道？他说：“你只要培养小朋友阅读的良好习惯就可以了。”其实听起来很简单哦，我跟你讲，很难，很难。好，桃园，我们现在呢，所有的策略都围绕着这个智慧科技，因为桃园本身就是个智慧科技的 output 的一个城市。那我们也重新定义这个智慧科技的阅读。那下面那个桃园的模式就是阅读的文化，再加上桃园的优势就是那个 smart technology。好，在我们打算要做什么之前啊，我们必须要了解我们的客户在想什么，就是顾客要什么。所以我们在行销学不是有那个叫产品周期嘛，或者是你的消费周期嘛？我们一样拿来把它当一个阅读周期的时候，你就会发现这些的工作在上面。那如果你要提升它这些效能，必须要对应 correspondence 的这些策略是什么？就在下面。譬如说，如果你要让大家这个 awareness 就知名度增加，那你就要很多什么 online 的这个 campaign 啊、app 这些东西。如果你要 action 就借阅量增加，那怎么办？那你要让借阅这个变得很便捷，就是这样一个对应。所以在做任何的策略之前，你要知道你的客户是什么，他的行为是什么，那你要怎么样去提升它，而不是就是别人有什么我就要什么啦。坦白说，好，只给大家分享一个 whole picture。这个我们的成果经过这几年的推广，其实还不错。其实我要最感谢的，除了我们同仁努力之外，有一个重点就是市民的支持。其实所有的硬体、软体，如果没有人参加，真的是悲剧一场。那我们的市民水准都很高，因为呢人口比较年轻，而且现在在成长中。 那小朋友就是我们的主要客户，小朋友让他有良好的阅读习惯，所以我们放很多的资源在这个小朋友的推广上。好，其实有3个部分，一个是设施，一个是我们有一个新的图书馆，再来就是我要跟大家介绍要推广这个线上阅读的资源。那 RFID 我就不多说介绍了哈，我们已经全面的建制，那这个可以非常有效地提升这个效率。好，它的应用非常的广泛。好，我要介绍这个青埔智慧科技图书馆，请问大家有去过的请举手。好，一些，好，非常欢迎大家来参观访问哈。没有去的，我趁这个机会放一个小小的短片，让大家可以分享。这个吗？来帮我看一下谁。这个交通非常的便捷，就在那个
图书馆吗
？19站
有6大亮点，你一定不能错过。拥有全台首创的机器人预约自助取书区，这里绝对颠覆你对图书馆的想象，展现智慧科技的效率。即时识别与体感游戏，学习也能超好玩。与 AI 书墙互动，侦测你的心情，推荐你今日阅读书单，还可以玩游戏，选书的方式都超有趣。找到推荐的书后，点选单位取书，小书童就会引领前往目标书籍所在的价位哦。踏进智慧图书馆，不用再茫茫书海选书 ，AI 推荐分析您的爱好，主动推荐今日阅读清单，循着光线就能找到定位。全台首创电子纸阅读器借用柜，哇！荧幕前靠卡或 APP 扫描就可以带着这台阅读器自在的享受阅读哎。书本这么多，怎么管理呢？就是这台盘点机器人，每小时盘点册数达1万本，边盘点边消毒，真的是满满科技感的图书馆呀！青埔智慧科技分馆10月29日开放，你还在等什么？赶快进来体验看看吧！
好，谢谢。这个有6个亮点，其中这个最亮的就是这个机器人手臂。那坦白说，我们去年有去新加坡参观，但是我没有看到那个星际大战那个手臂，但是我看到它的盘点机器人，所以他们给了我们很好的启发。那这怎么做的呢？很多人很好奇。就是我受到这个任务之后，我就开始去想，什么叫做智慧科技图书馆？坦白说，我想了3个月，我觉得不能再坐着想了。我就开访去拜访桃园一些科技公司，那桃园有一家机器手臂公司，就是那个好这个某一个上市公司，好我就不帮他斗广告了。那有这个手臂之后呢，我发现还有一个事情，就是说，好我看到新加坡的这个代表哦，那他那一台呢，刚才有没有听到？他们是活动跟那个 Amaro AWS， 我跟你讲那个就等于价格啦，哦，所以那个不用想太多。那么回来之后就想说，不行，我们桃园队应该自己可以这个想办法原创，就是把它理念想来。那有了手臂呢，他就跟我说，馆长，我们只有卖手臂，其他人自己要想办法。好，所以我就去找这个脚，有没有 leg 这个，让他可以走啊。那我去找他的手，让他可以怎么样把这个书给你。那另外其实背后有大概7、8个界面，都是软体，我们全新就是跟软体公司自己研发创造的。所以呢，我们的这个不敢说是全球独创了哈，因为这个新加坡给我们很好办，但是这一支真的是在台湾是一个最好的试验，一个 prototype。而且我们因为是教育，我后来会再打开后台，可以让学校做编码程式的练习，让很多的学校可以来做教育研究的使用。那这个很多小朋友啊，最喜欢来借这个书，这个很简单，在线上预约 App 哦，第一个就是科技体验哦，你就打勾，你要用机器手臂借，到了现场就滴一下，然后那手臂就会运作。当你拿到书的那一刻，我问过很多的人，你觉得怎么样？他都会跟我说，哇 ，like a magic， 真是太神奇了。那你要不要常常来借书？要。这就是我们的功能，好不好？借由这个过程体验吸引你。好，第二个是我很快介绍这个 AI 智慧书墙。其实我本来想法是这样，就是你只要走进图书馆，它扫到你的脸，就打开你的后台，它就自动挑出来我们有的书你想看的，然后借的时候你这样拿着这样挥挥手就出去。 但是我的同仁跟我说，馆长这样不行，那个治安怎么一堆问题。说好，那没关系，没关系，我都知道。那我们呢就不要储存你个人的资料。他刚才有看到影片里有介绍，当你举一个页的时候，就启动的那个 camera， 然后就开始扫你的脸。像我的话，他就会扫说一个男士，25岁，啊，55岁，今天有笑容，胖胖的，很喜欢运动。好，你的书墙就会跳出来。今天我们推荐你的书，有实体的，有虚拟的。上一次洪馆长不在，对不对？他到我那里的时候，其实他挑战我，他说：“馆长，你这个是真的 AI 还是假的 AI？” 我刚说：“来，你站这一只，我站这一只。”然后2个人扫出来的时候，就是都不一样。哦，我说这是不是我们后面的这个智慧科技的含金量还是蛮够的了哈？这个跟大家介绍。好，这个跳过去，这个也跳过去。好，这一台跟大家介绍。我觉得馆员最辛苦的工作有2个，第一个是整书上架，然后第二个就是那个书啊，这边这样都不知道在哪里啊，这边整理来整理去。然后这台机器人就是我们去新加坡考察回来自己原创。我记得去新加坡的时候啊，我问他说：“这台机器人可不可以叫出来走一走？”然后他跟我说：“没办法，还在充电，1天只能晚上出来1次。”我们这一台哦 ，anytime 好不好？各位去的时候，我就叫他出来扫1次给你看。我们的充电效能、盘点效能是有过之而无不及，而且我们加了 UV light， 可以在同时做消毒。那主要是节省馆员的这个辛苦的工作，它后端生成报表什么都很快的，让95%的准确度以上。那其实第2个工作是我下一步想做，就是馆员那个整书上架。其实大家试想一下哦，有一个4只手的，你们有没有看过那个千手观音？是不用那么多只手啦，我觉得应该4只就可以，然后组合。如果让我弄出来啊，应该会轰动武林，轰动江湖哈。我们的智慧科技绝对是含量之够的。好，这个，那我刚才发现国资图真的很进步，你看1年不见而已哦。它2楼大家一定要去看，然后它的这个电子纸阅读器哦。是可以借回家的，各位是可以借回家的。我们的还限馆内使用，这个就是给大家一个体验了哈。那我们有一个一卡通1000万的人，我们希望用这个电子资源，让这个 KPI 能够上来，不然这么多电子资源都没人用，真的是太可惜了。好，我的策略是我喜欢跨域合作，所以我们跟出版业有合作很多的活动。好，在未来啊，我们有一个可以看到一个光已经从曙光上露出来了，因为我觉得实体书已经走到一个高原期，不管它的硬体跟软体，除非有第2支产品曲线出来，那我觉得也有可能就是数位。我们刚才很多的馆也都不断的增加，未来很有可能有一个黄金交叉，就是当数位超过实体的时候，我跟各位讲，其实图书馆也不用盖了。真的，因为 anywhere， 然后你什么时候开放时间也不用了，为什么？因为 anytime。重点就是你有没有养成那个阅读的习惯，不然就像我以前，我就很抗拒阅读，为什么？我就是那个教授讲72%non-reader， 有没有？就是不读书的。但是后来发现，现在读书形态真的很多元。那希望我们的图书馆啊，有一个新的体验，更 smart， 更 easy。让更多人可以拥抱这个阅读。好，谢谢。
突然施馆长的演讲就结束了，害我吓了一跳哈。那we have 5 minutes left. I think this forum is a very good opportunity to share experience with each other. For example, Director Shi says that he visited Singapore and learned something and improve it. So next time, please, come to. Actually, our distinguished international guest, you will visit Taoyuan on Friday. Okay. So any question? We have 4 minutes left. Actually, I'm the most talkative one. Nobody left. OK， 那就算了，没有人笑就算了。 May I turn the mic back to the? Yeah, yes. Okay, no question. 要交给你了吗？
哎，现场我们没有人有问题吗
？4 minutes.
有没有问题？要问这个日本的。哎，OK。
好，那个首先Director，Director 田村さん，はじめまして。OK， 好，那不好意思，我不会讲日文，所以我就讲中文了。好，那就是因为刚才就是在您的就是分享当中有看到有看到说你的就是柜馆有许多。就是跟艺界去做合作，像是我刚才就是有听到比较有特别，就是说，有跟婚纱去合作嘛，然后还有去做烹饪。然后我是在想说，就是说你在就是有关这些的阅读推广是，我其实不太清楚说这两者，就是这些东西的，合作上面是有什么特别的嘛？然后像是可能他会面临一些什么挑战，或者是合作之类的秘诀这些的。
ちょっとじゃあ日本語で答えさせていただきます。ですかね。いいですか。はい。本を読むって言ったときにそのどんな本を想像しているんでしょうか。それからどんな読書を想像しているんでしょうか。それが問題だと思っているんです。で、料理の時に本を読みますよね。それもある種の読書なんですよ。それから旅行に行く時はガイドブック持っていくんですね。それも読書だと思います。で、そういう中でだから読書っていうのがいろいろあるっていうことに気づかなきゃいけないんじゃないかっていうふうに思っているんです。で、結婚式と読書がどう結びつくかは正直分かりません。ね、それから金沢にはサッカーチームがあるんです。で、サッカーチームのパブリックビューイングもやります。そうするとね、本なんか読みそうにない人が来るんですよ。で、我々はね、その人たちに本を読んでもらうようにするのがチャレンジだと思ってるんです。そういうことでいろんなイベントを、やっています。で、イベントをやるときには一応基本的には本を出すんですよ。関連した本を。で、我々なりにこの人たちと本とがどう結びつくかっていうのを考えるんです。それが我々自身の司書のクリエイティビティを発揮させるんだと思います。そういうことでいろんなイベントをやっています。以上です。はい。
OK， ありがとうございます。
那个婚礼跟读书有关系，你要知道一桌要请多少钱，你要买钻石还是要红宝石还是蓝宝石，那个都要阅读的。Any question from the floor? But actually, we run out of time, right?
Yeah.
So finally, please give our 4 wonderful speakers a big applause for their speech.
好
，OK，
谢谢。那我们等一下，因为第一会议室的可能还没有结束，那我们稍等，我们等一下大概5分钟后，我们再回到这个会议场，我们可以先稍做一下休息。那我们等一下要来进行的是我们的闭幕式，那以及我们的这个总结报告。那欢迎大家等一下呢，在5分钟后回到我们这个会场来。那我们先稍作休息一下。喝喝水，还有我们到外面可能还有一点间茶点，然后我们可以来享用，谢谢。 好，欢迎大家呢再度回到我们的会场。我们的闭幕式呢，即将在2分钟后开始，欢迎大家赶快就座。
好的，让各位测一下翻译，测试翻译中。
好，我们欢迎大家再度回到我们的会场来。我们紧接着呢要进行的是我们的闭幕式。为了舒缓大家动了一天的脑筋哦，我们闭幕式中也安排了一段精彩的原住民族的文化表演。那我们呢将为大家邀请到我们的船员文化艺术团，他们呢以部落为根基，肩负传承原住民族文化的使命。团名呢蕴含着传承根源的意识，象征在现代社会环境中持续延续文化的生命力。
Welcome back, everyone. We will now continue with the closing program of today's forum. After a full day of discussion and sharing, we have prepared a special indigenous cultural performance for you.
那我们这一次的演出呢，它的曲目呢叫《源流》，它是以泰雅族的文化为核心，结合古调吟唱、口簧琴与肢体语言，串联族群的起源、情感连结和生命的历程，呈现人与土地、祖先之间的深刻关系。
Today, we're honored to invite the Amubui Pu'ing Culture and Arts Group. The group is dedicated to preserving and sharing Taiwan's indigenous culture and traditions. Their name means passing down culture roots. It represents the spirit of keeping indigenous culture alive and preserving it to the future. The group combines traditional culture with modern performance. Through music, dance, and visual arts, they present the beauty and spirits of indigenous culture. Today's performance, Kin Plan, is based on Atayal culture. It combines traditional singing, the jaw harp, and body movement to tell stories about people, their ancestors, and the land. Through the performance, we hope everyone can experience the richness and beauty of Taiwan's indigenous culture.
好，让我们用最热烈的掌声欢迎船员文化艺术团体所带来的表演。
Ladies and gentlemen, Amubui Pu'ing Culture and Arts Group.
我们掌声，谢谢我们船员文化艺术团体带来的原住民舞蹈表演，还有这么嘹亮的歌声。那经过了下午的我们的4场精彩的议题分享后呢，时间已经来到最后的尾声了。最后，我们要来进行论坛的总结报告。
After a full day of fruitful discussion and presentations, we now come to the final part of today's forum, the closing session and summary report.
好，那我们接下来就依照场次的顺序来邀请4位主持人进行我们的总结报告。首先，我们邀请我们的曾淑贤教授。
We would now like to invite the moderators to share their closing thoughts and reflections. First, let's invite Professor Zeng Shuxian, Professor Emeritus of Fo-Guang University.
Okay. Session 1 highlighted a highly significant trend in Asian reading culture. 这个有按吗？好 ，OK。Okay. 3 presenters of session 1 have offered us an inspiring journey across Singapore, Malaysia, and the Philippines, showing how reading promotion is evolving from isolated library activities into a broader cultural, social, and technological ecosystem. Singapore emphasized the integration of reading into daily life, branding, and technology. From Singapore, we learned that reading can become part of everyday life and identity through initiatives such as the Early Read program, BookBug, AI-powered storytelling, airport pop-up libraries, and collaboration with lifestyle brands. Singapore demonstrates how reading can move beyond the library and become interactive, social, visible, deeply integrated into modern lifestyles. Reading is no longer viewed merely as a habit, but as an experience and a form of cultural participation. And Malaysia emphasized reading as a driver of national development and social equity. Malaysia reminded us libraries are essential agents of social development and inclusion. The National Library of Malaysia emphasized the transition from activity-based reading campaign to a sustainable reading ecosystem centered on communities, equity, and accessibility. Through rural libraries, family literacy programs, prison outreach, cultural heritage preservation, and digital transformation, Malaysia positions libraries as trusted community hub that bridge social and geographic divides. The Philippines emphasize reading outreach and inclusion for disadvantaged communities. From the Philippines, we saw the importance of resilience, accessibility, and human connection in reading promotion. The National Library of Philippines highlighted outreach initiatives such as the NLP book cart, storytelling programs, online engagement during the pandemic, and the future literacy activities for children and the youth. Their experiences demonstrate that reading promotion succeeds when libraries actively reach marginalized communities and create joyful and inclusive learning and environments. Although each country adopts different strategies, several common themes clearly emerged today. First, reading promotion must begin early and continue throughout every stage of life. Second, libraries are no longer only repositories of books. They are becoming community centers, cultural spaces, digital platforms, and social connectors. Third, technology and AI are not replacing reading, but expanding the ways people discover, experience, and share stories. Finally, successful reading cultures require collaboration among governments, libraries, schools, families, communities. Today's discussion reminds us that the future of reading is not only about increasing book circulation or statistics. It's about building inclusive, connected, creative, and resilient societies through literacy and lifelong learning. I would like to sincerely thank all speakers and the participants of Session 1. Thank you very much.
好，谢谢我们曾教授。那我们第二场次呢，是邀请我们的赖副馆长来为我们做一个总结报告。
Let's welcome Deputy Director 赖中勤 National Library of Public Information.
好，那第二场次哈，那第一位讲者呢是东京都立图书馆。那东京都立图书馆呢，他们是来讲到如何透过政策无障碍的设施，跟数位科技呢来推广阅读。像东京市都立图书馆呢，他们在儿童阅读跟特教的支持哈，我想很多是值得台湾来学习的哈。比如说他们可以结合用手语的方式呢来说故事给那个小朋友听。那另外呢，他们也透过远端遥控机器人，让病房内的小朋友他也能够听到图书馆说故事的一个服务。那在推动无障碍的阅读环境呢，那在馆内有设置苹果书架 Apple Shelves， 那有专门陈列点字书跟大字版的图书。那很特别是在日本的 Daisy 的书非常多哈，那这点在台湾就没有这种专门是给视障者使用的 Daisy 的书哈，我想这个是蛮不错的一个服务。那还有易读本的无障碍的读物，那我想他们对视障的读者能够提供1对1的朗读，还有线上朗读的服务。那至于在数位转型方面呢，那东京都立图书馆有提供数位书架，那透过能够扫描上面的 QR code， 那在虚拟的环境中呢，能够去看到实体的书架它上面所呈现的书跟书籍这些书的内容。那一样在东京都立图书馆也提供 AI Chat Share， 就是说可以透过用描述句的方式呢，然后呢AI 电脑来理解我们要查询的图书资料，然后秀出说馆藏资料推荐给读者。那我想东京都立图书馆它未来呢就是要打造一个全新的中央图书馆，那是一个创造之图书馆。好，那第二位讲者呢是越南国家图书馆哈。那越南国家图书馆的简报呢有讲到越南如何将国家级的阅读政策落实到全国的公共图书馆的网络的具体的行动。所以他们在2019年有通过越南的图书馆法，那透过这个法呢，那可以扩展到全国将近2万多个地区学校，那甚至偏乡在内的图书馆的网络。那他们也提供知识之光的行动图书馆车。那提供这样的图书馆车的服务呢，我想对比较偏乡或者不容易到图书馆的读者的帮助就非常大。那上面所提供的不只有书，还包含 notebook、电视跟影音设备这些资料呢，让读者来利用。那第三个呢，越南他们所定的是每年的4月21号，是全国性的图书馆 阅读文化日。那在阅读文化日呢，他们会举办各项的活动，包含像说故事比赛啦，还有 STEAM 的设计的竞赛跟书本书封的设计比赛等等。那我想在越南图书馆他们的未来的发展会讲求说微创新，那每年都做一些微创新的一个发展那来渐渐来提升整个越南图书馆的整个图书馆事业的发展。那第三个讲的是由国立公共资讯图书馆的廖增婉科长来做报告那我想在国立公共资讯图书馆方面呢，所要面对就是说我们拥有这么多的数位资源，如何推广给全国的读者来使用。那我们这边所提出的几个策略，好像我们会提供一站式的整个数位资源的服务就是只要透过一站式的服务点进来的话，它就可以用整个100多种的数位资源。那另外呢，我们这边也提出了 O2O 学习跟多媒体的推广就是 online 到 offline。那有线上的多媒体内容的推广，那还有线上的实体的线上服务这样。那另外还有 OMO 的跨域合作，那就是将不同的一些合作伙伴能够结合在一起，那推展图书馆的服务给合作的伙伴上面。那最后呢，就是这边提供有一个 MIL 的一个工具包，那希望说将媒体的素养融入课程，那强化公众的识别跟资讯的能力。那最后呢，国立公共资讯图书馆也在 AI 的发展上，在做一个更进一步的一个实验那这个就是在2楼的一个就是 Plus Space 这样一个空间。那我们希望说，透过这样的空间那应用 AI 的科技，然后结合国资图的线上资源，那还有国立公共资讯图书馆的数位典藏的资源然后看 AI 它能够做怎样的变化。我想这个都是一个尝试。那不管怎样，就是说图书馆在对 AI 这样的一个科技的未来发展会有很多的可能性。那我们或许可以利用 AI 来更接近读者，来提供更好的服务。好，以上。
好，谢谢赖副馆长。那接下来是我们的第3场 Session 3的主持人，我们的这个柯理事长柯浩仁柯理事长来为我们做总结。
Okay, guided by the foreign organizer, I only prepare 2 slides. The first one is about the shared message of the from the 4 speakers. As you can see, public libraries has many common DNA, no matter which country, no matter which local context. So in the presentation, we can see that libraries are core infrastructure for smart, sustainable cities. Not only place to borrow books, read books. We have many patrons can have many activities and learn in the library. And the second one is traditionally library may think their mission and text from the library herself. But now in the modern society, we must do something from the marketing side, as my younger brother says. So we must have some user-centered shift to consider the patrons' needs. The third one is hybrid access, because now we are not just a shop for physical books. We have e-books. We have some e-reader loan. So we must combine the physical and the e-books and the in-premise activity and the online engagement. The third one is inclusive equity. I always say that public libraries are 众生平等, equal for all. So in the future, we still need keep this in mind to provide our service to any kinds of person, for example, underserved, marginalized people, and also rich people. Okay. The first one is 1, 2, 3, 4. The fifth one is experience-led reading. We talk about what's the relationship with wedding and reading, kitchen and reading. But I think reading is everywhere, no matter which activity you take. The final one is new success metrics. Traditionally, we usually count the success of a library using the number of books or number of essays. But we must think that how library contribute to the outcome of our citizens. The second one. But I will not go into every detail about the full presentation. So in addition to the sameness, I also highlighted some features, characteristics of full presentation. But I know many of you take photo of these slides, so please let me save the time to go on and try to send you back to your home as soon as possible. Okay, thank you.
谢谢我们柯理事长。那接下来呢是我们的第4场，那我们是邀请到台北医学大学图书馆的馆长邱子恒邱馆长来为我们做总结。
Let's welcome Director Qiu Ziheng from Taipei Medical University.
Okay, so guided from the organizer and follow Professor Ke. I was instructed that I only have 3 minutes and 1 slide. Okay, so 我被骗了. Okay. Okay, so in section 4 we have 4 presenters. The first one is from Fusan Metropolitan Library Director Park. The second one is from Taipei Public Library Director Hong Shichang. The third one is Kaohsiung Public Library Director Li, and the fourth one is Huang Wenyu Kezang from National Library of Information. Okay, NLPI. Okay, so this 4 presentation is product advanced strategy adopted by Korea. The first presentation include the Fusan soil and Quanzhong. They talk about the C library, outdoor library, K library. So it was very impressed. And the other 3 presentations about Taiwan is about Taipei, Kaohsiung, and NLPI in promoting reading, spectacle innovation, smart transformation, and gamified learning. So we summarize 4 key things. The first one is spectacle innovation. We can conclude in this 4 presentation, libraries are not evolving from quiet indoor space into vibrant urban plazas and outdoor landmark. The second one is the active engagement. So all of them moving away from traditional event, award gamification and the civic participation, especially the Kaohsiung, they talk about the 青年董事. So they decide 33 events to implement. Okay, so especially for the young user become creator and decision maker. The third one is about the smart transformation. They integrate AI, big data, and XR technology to enhance service efficiently while preserving the humanistic value of deep thought. The last one is about the social capital. All of them are mentioned about the ecosystem of the library, the cooperation between the bookstore, library, and company, and other kind of institutions. So they try to building a reading ecosystem that strengthen community trust and address digital age literacy defect. That's all I can say. So we can go home now.
谢谢我们邱馆长。那我们呢，从这8个国家不同的文化、不同的经验，我们看见了一件事情：阅读从来不只是阅读， 而是一种改变世界的力量。感谢所有今天的讲者，还有我们的参与者。那2026第二届亚太公共图书馆论坛圆满成功。
Today, through the sharing of experiences and ideas from 8 countries, different cultures, and different library systems, we have seen one important thing. Reading is a force that can change the world. The 2026 Asia-Pacific Public Library Forum has now concluded successfully.
好，阅读呢成为照亮世界的光。我们期待下一届的亚太公共图书馆论坛再次相见。谢谢大家。
Thank you for coming. I'd like to quote from former U.S. President Wilson Woodrow, that he said, "Friendship is the only cement that will ever hold the world together. Let's remember this day and extend our cooperation to the future." Thank you again for participation. Thank you.
再次谢谢大家的参与。我们在这里提醒大家，如果您要搭乘这个接驳车的伙伴，请您呢在5分钟后呢，在我们1楼大厅来集合。那另外呢，也请本馆的接待人员邀请我们国外的学者，还有我们国内的贵宾到我们的2楼艺文走廊边，我们来集合。我们即将要前往餐厅。谢谢大家，再次感谢大家今天的参与。
We also invite our guests to gather at the art corridor next door for the evening banquets. Thank you.